everybody to Do Not Take This Cat Home. A lot of you have told me to play this game. I never got around to it. I have no idea why. It looks pretty normal, I guess, but I'm assuming that it's anything but normal because you all want me to check it out. We're gonna see what happens if we don't take the cat home, or maybe we will. I don't know. If you guys cool with that, you down with that? Everybody get ready and buckle up, because here we go! You're not having a great day, as usual. Oh, great. It's the first time in a while that you felt like going out. But in the middle of your walk, it starts to rain. Typical. But maybe this is just a sign that you should have stayed home today? Yeah, you can always try again tomorrow, right? You turn to head home when... Huh? What was that? There are only a few people around on the street, and none of them sound like meow. Makes sense due to the increase of missing persons around the area recently. We'll add a +1 to the missing persons because I have a feeling that's going to happen to me really soon. Well, that and the weather. But none of them react to the sound at all. Curiosity guiding your steps. You follow the sound to the entrance of a dark, dingy... Is it dingy or dingy? I'm going to say dingy. Dingy alleyway. You timidly enter the alley and walk forward. The ground dampened by the rain makes your steps sound louder and more confident than you actually feel. Finally, the sound source comes into view in the cold, dim light of the alley. At the end of the alley, in a big cardboard box, is a cat. Huh. Guess that should have been obvious. I mean, what did you think it was? It was literally meowing. Did you think it was a pet turtle or some shit? It's an interesting looking cat. Its pretty yellow eyes shine like gold among the dark sea of its black fur. It puts its paws up on the edge of the box and looks up at you. So cute. And it definitely knows it. You've never had much of an opinion one way or another about cats before. But if they're all like this one, it's a shock they haven't already found a way to rule the world. You don't think you'd mind bowing down to a feline overlord. Speak for yourself. I'm not bowing down to no cats. Maybe a dog. You look around the alley with a small frown. Who leaves cats in cardboard boxes these days anyway? Wouldn't they just jump out and leave the box eventually? The cat doesn't answer you. Obviously. It also doesn't do as you suggest and leave the box. It's just looking at you, as if waiting for you to make the next move. Don't take the cat home. Look, I'm gonna listen to the title of the game. I'm not taking the cat home. I'm just turning around and going about my day. With a sigh, you take a decisive step back. As cute as the cat is, you really can't afford to be taking in a pet on a whim. Rent's coming up soon, and your job doesn't exactly leave you rolling in dough. You give the cat a sad nod. Sorry. Good luck out here, okay? You turn around and leave the cat and the alley behind. That's actually sad. I feel like a douchebag. I feel like a big asshole. Rain's picking up. And I think I just heard the cat meow again. Time to head home. Ending. Not a fool. No, I am a fool. So I guess we're gonna take the cat home. You know what? You reach into the box and pick the cat up, holding it out in front of you. Why not? You're all alone and, well, I'm kind of in the same boat myself, so you bring the cat close. You didn't realize it was shivering until just then. Aww. But it slowly breathes easier as it presses into your chest. Why not stick together, right? At least for a little while. You think a little while will probably be more like a day. You'll be responsible and take it to a shelter tomorrow. But for now, let's get you out of the rain, okay? You stop by a small local pet store for some cat food, then head back home. You live in a modest apartment. 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom, and 1 fuck. You live alone in it. So it feels weird having another living being inside it after so long, even if it is just a cat. After locking the front door and placing the cat on the floor, you watch for a moment as it curiously explores the new environment. Leaving the feline to its own devices, you set about making the both of you some dinner. You take out the can of cat food and open it with the tab on top. You put some cat food on a saucer and click your tongue to call the cat over to you. It perks up at your beckoning and rushes over. It looks at the plate of food. This bitch better not be bougie. and completely... It's bougie. It's bougie. This cat is bougie confirmed. I should have left you in the box. Not hungry, I guess. You try not to let it annoy you. The cat doesn't understand the concept of money to appreciate that you spent your hard-earned cash on it. Yeah, I danced for those dollars. Now you better enjoy or at least appreciate the cat food, all right? At least get a couple bites of it before you just completely ignore it, you know what I mean? It's just a cat after all. No, I'm harsh. Anybody can get it. Anybody can get this shit talking to, okay? I don't care. A cat, a newborn baby, anybody can get this shit talking. I promise you. I'll just leave it here if you get hungry later, okay? The cat rubs its body against your legs with a purr. You smile. That's enough of a thanks for you. It follows you into the kitchen as you start on your own dinner. You decide that you have enough ingredients for a sandwich. Bread toasted, mayo and mustard spread, the turkey and cheese and lettuce perfectly placed. Ow! You wince as you cut your finger on the knife while slicing a tomato. Stupid! You feel a little embarrassed for such a blunder and sigh, tossing the knife onto the cutting board. You're about to head to the bathroom for a bandage when the cat hops up onto the counter. It sniffs at the knife and meows almost pointedly at you. Don't worry, I'm alright. It was just an... You watch as the cat starts to... Don't tell me the cat picked up the knife. Huh? Oh no. This is why the cat's in the box! Lick lightly, but enthusiastically at the blood on the knife. That's why the cat was in a box in an alleyway. This shit wasn't a freaking coinky dink. You understand me? This ain't no after school special. Do not take this cat home at your blood. You're so shocked that by the time you come to your senses, the knife has been completely licked clean. Well, at least the cat had dinner. The cat sits back, staring at you. He's like, got any more of that? You feel a little uneasy. Sure, cats are meat-eating predators, but that was a little weird, right? Sure, you're no cat expert, but that was definitely not something an ordinary cat would do. Right? Uh-oh. I think the cat's still hungry. I think that's Catanese for I'm still hungry, and I want that blood, and I need it now. Well, regardless, you're not about to abandon a cat in need while it's still raining outside, not after all your efforts. You were going to take it to the shelter tomorrow anyway. What's one night of awkwardness? Weird or not, it's just a cat. The rest of the evening, unfortunately, goes downhill from there. Even after covering up your fingers cut with a bandage, the cat keeps trying to lick at the wound. While you're eating your sandwich, while you're cleaning up the kitchen, while trying to watch TV, not when I'm watching TV, man. You gently push it away every time, but you're starting to get worried at the strange behavior. What if it's got a taste for blood and thinks you're food now? You're not sure what you'll do if it starts to get more aggressive. You keep thinking about the cat food sitting in the corner, untouched. Why don't you start eating it then? Okay, calm down, alright? My bad, I won't get you tuna next time. Oh, come on! Enough already! You shove it away a little more forcefully this time out of annoyance. You feel bad immediately, but before you can do anything, the cat meows sharply at you and dashes off around the corner and into the hall. You sigh deeply. At this point, you're just worried that it's going to take a bite out of you in your sleep. Maybe a vet will have an idea on how to calm it down? You can only hope. You don't have many other options left other than tossing the cat out in the rain. After finding the number of a local vet, you pick up your landline and... What happened? The lights just went out? No, they don't just go out. That bitch flicked the lights like Nosferatu. Great. Just great. Rain must have knocked out the power. You check your cell phone only to find that it's out of batteries. Why? How convenient, right? How horror movie plot convenient. You must have forgotten to charge it before leaving out earlier. The outing has been so spur of the moment that it had no doubt messed with your usual routine. You grab a flashlight and turn it on. It's quiet. It's too quiet. Did the rain stop? But then, why did the power go out? You look outside. The sky is pitch black. What time is it? You turn to check the clock. The cat sits on top of your digital clock, staring at you. Oh my god. Thinking now, you realize the clock shouldn't be working at all with the power outage, but the numbers are lit up. I think it says help and kill. I don't know what time kill o'clock is, but I for sure will get help. And going completely haywire. The cat stares at you. It's completely still. You'd think it was a statue if you didn't know any better. It's not giving off any indication that it's alive. Bro, just give it what it wants. Just put some blood in a bowl and just let it go at it. It's not blinking. It's not even breathing, but its eyes. This isn't normal. You're afraid. You want to run, but you're afraid of letting the cat out of your sight. Oh yeah, I'm not turning my back to this dude. You consider tossing the cat out after all, if you can catch it! But as soon as the thought enters your head, you feel a sharp urge to vomit. Those eyes, its eyes hold you still. Even with your flashlight trained on it, its pupils are large, round. Hey, listen. I'm sorry I got you the can of tuna, okay? I promise. We're getting filet mignon next time. The flashlight flickers. Broski? Just remember that I saved you. I took you home. I know that I didn't take you home in the first playthrough, but I took you home! And the cat is gone. Fear immediately grips your mind. The silence, punctuated with the rapid pumping of blood in your heart, is overwritten as your ears slowly start to pick up the sound of static all around you. How is the clock working with no power? You don't know why such a question matters at the moment, but you feel as if having the answer will make sense out of everything that's happening. The order will be restored, but no answer comes to mind. You back away from the clock. You feel as if the air itself coils tightly and abruptly in response, like a predator prepared to pounce, but waiting for your next move. But you're afraid to move. You're afraid to even take a breath. Yeah, because it's so hot. But you can't stay still forever, right? Watch me. Bet on it. I can stay still for as long as I can. When I'm scared, I can do things I never thought were possible. Whatever is watching you, you can already feel its impatience. It's too eager. You don't know how you know this, but you can sense it as clearly as if it had whispered, I'm good. I don't play games. Right into your ear. Right into your soul. It won't let you wait it out. Not that you could, even if it did. You can't stay here. You have to run. With this thought, a sudden primal instinct awakens within you, making you tear yourself into a hasty burst of movement, of action. But you're still weak from the fear's grip on your mind. Bro, the fear got that gorilla grip on my mind. What the hell's happening right now? Your legs tangle together under you in your haste, and you fall to the ground. Oh man, this clumsy asshole. What just happened though? Did I bleed? A sharp pain explodes in the center of your foot. At first, you think you've broken your ankle. Dude broke his own ankles from fear? But something warm and wet trickles down the length of your foot, pooling underneath it. You hear the sound of metal scraping on tiles after skidding across the floor, as if it had been kicked. Winded from your fall, you look up in a daze and see the object glinting in a strange light coming in from outside. The light pouring in from your now open front door. Thoughts of how, when, who, what in regards to your inexplicably open door screech to a halt, as your brain finally identifies the metallic object you've been staring at. It's your kitchen knife, and still tinted red from your earlier blunder? But that's not right. Wasn't it completely licked clean by the... You gulp dryly at the pain in your foot. You barely have time to wonder how the knife ended up on your living room floor to be stepped on. Instead of resting on your cutting board in the kitchen where you'd left it, you... No! Please! Please, it's my foot! It's my bleeding foot! Stop! When you spy something in the darkness, just beyond the knife. It spies right back at you. Please don't. Come on, you're not even full yet? A pair of glowing golden eyes come forward as the cat emerges from the shadows into the light from your doorway. It pads lightly over to the knife as if skipping in delight and bends down to lap at the blood dripping from the blade. Your senses slowly begin to overwhelm you. The chill of the air as it starts to suffocate you under its weight. The sound of your shaky breaths discordant against the static now piercing your skull. The dryness of your tongue spreading to your throat. Hey, chill with the throat talk, alright? The incomprehensible sight of the stray you'd taken in, licking away at your kitchen knife, once again completely clean. The scent of blood from the fresh wound on your foot. If this thing could do that to the knife, imagine all the dishes in the kitchen sink. Can you work on those? Blood? I like how we said blood and the cat's like, yes, did you call? Golden eyes slide up to you as if in response to your sudden realization. Blood. You're hurt. Your foot is bleeding. You're bleeding. You're bleeding. The cat barely moves, shoulders twitching as if just considering the act of pouncing forward. Yo, I'm about to punt this hoe like a football. What do you mean? But you're already on your feet and out the door. You run, or rather limp, down the empty street. The sky is black and bleeding red, but there's a strange light emitting from nowhere that casts everything else in white. The houses, the trees, the road, even you. Everything except your blood. You can just barely glimpse the bloody imprints your injured foot leaves in your wake with every impact it makes with the ground. It hurts. It hurts. Does it hurt so bad that it squirts? But you can't stop. You don't stop. Not when the shadows grow around you. Not when you feel the gaze of eyes all over you. Not when the road ahead of you is darkened by a long shadow of something behind you. Even then, you don't stop running. Because if that's the cat right there ahead of you, then what in the world is behind you? Look behind me or keep running. I'm gonna look behind me. Huh? Interesting. How very, very interesting. Ending 0, it begins. What? What do you mean ending 0, it begins? You're walking. Right, of course. The weather is absolutely perfect today. That's a good sign, right? Maybe your luck is finally starting to turn around? You tentatively allow yourself to feel excited for the possibilities of where you could go or what you could do. Maybe even who you could meet. You're so deep in thought that you almost miss it. Huh? What was that? Curiosity guiding your steps, you follow the sound to the entrance of a lonely alleyway. That's very interesting because the first time we played this, it was pouring rain. Now it's a bright sunny day, but we still happen to go in the alley and meet the cat. The sunlight only just manages to reach down in between the tall buildings on either side. You timidly enter the alley and walk forward, the loose gravel and scattered debris on the ground softening your steps. Finally, the sound source comes into view in the warm, almost ethereal light of the alley. At the end of the alley, in a big cardboard box, is a cat. Huh. Guess that should have been obvious. Okay, let's skip through this and let's take you home. Oh, wait. I guess we can't because we've only seen this for the first time in this playthrough, I think. So, you look so familiar, right? No, we just met for the first time? This is our first time meeting each other, you sure? I feel like I've seen you before. Then again, it is a cat. Not many different ways for a standard black cat to look, after all. This one sure is a cutie, though. Just look. It's not glaring at you or hissing at you for getting this close like other stray cats have in the past. It's just sitting there patiently, waiting for you to do something. Guess I'll take the cat home. Well, why not? Right? Why are you asking me? You're the one making the decisions! You barely reach out your arms before the cat eagerly leaps into them and climbs up onto your shoulders. It butts its head into your temple, nuzzling against it. You can't help but smile at the cat's enthusiasm. Let's get you out of here, yeah? On the way home, you briefly consider getting cat food. But that would be a waste of time. You shrug at the odd feeling and move on. You live in a modest apartment. Let me guess, 1 bedroom, 1 bath? One you living alone in it? Yeah, okay. So it feels weird having another living being inside it after so long. Even if it is just a cat. After locking the front door and placing the cat on the floor, you wait for it to walk away and explore the new environment. But it simply sits and looks at you expectantly. Do something alone? Do something with a cat. Okay, we didn't have these choices before. I guess I'll do something with the cat? Like what? Pet the cat, feed the cat, play with the cat, clean the cat. On second thought, let me play with the cat? Meow? Like the cat don't even know if I should play with it. What the heck? What do you mean meow with a question mark? Poor thing was probably bored stiff sitting in that old box all day. Just watching crowds of people walking by them, ignoring them. You can't just leave them alone as soon as you're home. A little interspecies socializing won't kill you, right? And then it does. It kills me so fast. You just want some attention, don't you? You want to play, huh? Okay then. What to play though? PlayStation? Look for some yarn. I think my laser pointer still works. Hide and seek classic. Let's do laser pointer. Cats are curious creatures by nature. They're also natural hunters. Sort of. Why not pass the time by letting the cat hunt after something it'll never quite understand? That sounds a little mean when you think of it like that. But it's not like the cat will know anyway. Ignorance is bliss, or so they say. So you dig out your old laser pointer from your long-gone dreaded days of group presentations in school. You flip it on and see that even after all this time, the batteries still work. You get a little kick out of aiming it at a mirror hanging in the living room, so it reflects off the glass, making a little red dot appear on your knee. The cat cautiously walks over, stopping every few steps to cast a look of suspicion at you. When it finally reaches you, it lightly presses a paw to your knee, like it's trying to catch the dot of red light as casually as possible. Huh. You manage to hold back a chuckle, not that it really matters. The cat isn't paying attention to you at all, entirely focused on the light now resting on top of its paw. You move the light a little higher above your knee. Wait, what? The cat reacts immediately, trying to pin the light down, but in the next second, you've already moved it to the floor. The cat jerkily follows, attempting a more energetic pounce when you shift the red dot. Over here. Over there. And over there. By the couch. On the couch. The cat might be ignoring you, but you're certainly enjoying yourself. It's been a while since you've laughed this much. You've been laughing so much, in fact, that you accidentally shift the red dot onto a lamp besides the couch. See what you did, Chuckles? See what your happy ass did? In its haste to get the light, the cat leaps onto the lamp, sending them both to the ground. Oh my gosh! The cat is sitting in the middle of the former lamp's broken shards. Back hunched, its head whipping around back and forth as if in a panic. You quickly turn off the laser pointer and rush over. I'm so sorry. Are you okay? Are you hurt? You reach down to pick up the cat and check for any injuries when... Oh, shoot. Ow! Hey! The cat swipes at you, claws extended. It backs up and twitches away, making frantic half-turns in various directions as if looking for something. Or waiting for something to appear. Jeez. That really hurt, you know? You hold the hand with the scratch close to your chest. It's bleeding, but it's not too big. You're more annoyed than anything but... Immediately, your annoyance starts to bleed into concern. Yo, this cat is whooping my ass. You watch in shock as the cat starts to run around tearing at the carpet, the sofa, your armchair. You want to stop it, but you're afraid of getting in the middle of its rampage. You consider calling a vet for advice on how to calm it down, but for some reason... You feel like that wouldn't be a good idea. Why not? What happened to you? Is it an idea comes to you, or rather, a realization? You grasp the laser pointer, aiming it safely away towards the floor in the middle of the room. Thinking, hoping, that the cat would calm down if it found what it was looking for. You turn on the laser pointer. The cat's reaction is immediate. I don't think that was a cat anymore. I think that bitch evolved into like a Super Saiyan tiger or something. You screwed up. Did I? In the span of mere seconds, you watch as the cat spies the red dot from its perch on the shredded armchair. Leaps high into the air. Changes in the air? What What do you mean changes in the air? It slams down upon the dot on the floor with a weight and force that shakes the whole apartment. Hold on. Let's take a couple steps back. What do you mean changes in the air? Like that bitch just hit a growth spurt out of nowhere? Maybe even the whole building. You wonder dazedly how none of the other tenants have rushed over to complain about the noise. Yet, as you stare at the sight in front of you, the cat has somehow grown in size. Eyes bulging and glowing, tail thrashing, teeth enlarged, bared and covered alarmingly in a bubbling froth. Its giant claws rip and shred through the carpet, through the floor tiles, and even below them, ravenously trying to get at the red dot. Your hands are shaking. You don't know what to do. You feel trapped. You have to get away. Get it away from you. You slowly back up towards the door. The light moves with you. Instinctively, you flick the light away. This way and that, the cat stampeding after it. So fast. Smashing through the TV, breaking the couch in half. Too fast. Bulldozing through the wall into the hallway. A chance. You turn, intending to bolt out of the door and never come back. But in your haste, you forgot something. You forget several somethings. You forget the laser pointer, gripped like a lifeline in your hand. You forget the mirror, still miraculously hanging on the wall next to the hallway. The laser reflecting off of it, putting a small glowing red dot on the back of my head! I'm done. As you reach the door, you forget that it's locked. Damn. I'm not gonna say you deserve that, but damn, bro. You died from the reflection on the mirror? You that ugly, my boy? You don't even have the chance to turn around before the cat lunges all the way across the room at you. You are getting your ass whooped. Yep. Beat. KO'd first round. You're turned to shreds before you can even blink. Ending 12. Targeted. Let's just pet the cat. It's not every day you have access to a cute, fluffy animal. What else is there to do but pet it to your heart's content? You sit on the floor in your living room and click your tongue to call the cat over. The cat dashes over to you, immediately climbing into your lap. Poor thing. You just want some attention, don't you? Alright. You carefully pet the cat. A rub behind an ear. A scratch under the chin. A smooth sweep along the back, also known as the full shebang. You keep petting the cat in your lap, enjoying this bonding time together. But the cat starts to get restless after a while. He's like, "You're not petting me the right way, big dog." Keep petting? Let's do something else. What happens if I keep petting? You're not quite ready to stop. Yeah, come get these pets, alright? You feel so calm, the repetitive action soothing your usually overworking mind. You keep petting. The cat leans away from your next head pat. It's trying to get out of your lap. Keep petting. I'm just gonna keep petting. We're going for it. When you scratch under the cat's chin, it bites at your fingers. You might be bleeding, but really it barely hurts. More of a warning than anything. The cat struggles in your hold. It's watching you closely. I'm gonna keep petting! You keep petting the cat. Jesus. Okay. So, I think we died again. The cat bites off your finger. It hurts. No shit. Someone bit off his finger. You think it's gonna feel great? You're definitely bleeding now. But for some reason, you just can't stop. You don't know what it is. Its fur is so much softer than you realize. You'd think that it would be shining in the faint light of your living room, but it's as if the darkness of the cat's black coat is sucking in all the illumination around it, rendering it completely null. You're drawn to it, like you're somehow holding a deep, dark abyss right in your lap. It seems calmer now, munching on your severed finger. The stump between your thumb and middle finger is leaking. But you keep petting. You fret that your blood will ruin its fur, but the cat no longer seems to mind. Time passes. It's dark out now. Soft as the fur is, your palm has started to feel raw and damp under the constant friction from your petting. You think faintly that maybe you've had enough. Nah, I'll let you know when I've had enough. You start to lift your hand from the cat. I couldn't even read the whole thing and I got slashed? I couldn't even read the whole thing and then you slashed me again? Wait, you did that? You bit my whole hand off? How? How is that even possible? Your entire hand is separated from your wrist. It flops onto your lap besides the cat. The cat's claws on its front right paw glisten with crimson liquid. You don't feel it for a moment, but your body tenses, anticipating the pain as you blankly watch the cat lick at the bloody palm of your severed hand. It hurts. It really, really hurts. Then, the cat looks up at you and you feel compelled to keep petting! You're reluctant, but you're also afraid of what will happen if you don't heed the call. What will you lose next if you try to resist again? You were hurt for your insistent petting earlier, yet now you've been hurt for trying to stop? It defies all logic, but that's what scares you. There's no reasoning with such fickle whims. You feebly try to raise your uninjured hand to pet the cat, but it stiffens, golden eyes glinting dangerously. Well, all right then. You raise your bleeding stump and resume your petting to the best of your ability. Wait, I'm petting the cat with my stump? You pet and die. And you bleed. You pet and you bleed. You pet and you bleed. You pet and you... Ending 7. Personal boundaries. Damn, bro. I was just trying to pet the cat. I was just trying to feel the fur, you understand me? And I lost a hand and I lost my life. See, that's why I can't be nice in this world. I just gotta be mean. What happens if I don't take the cat home when it's a bright sunny day? Sadly, as cute as the cat is, you'd never take this thing home with you. Yeah, I'm not taking you home with me. You just can't take it home with you. You're a responsible adult. No, don't try to tempt me with those meows. You are. With rent and bills to pay for, not to mention you need to buy food to survive too. There's no way you could care for a cat long term, right? You could barely afford this little outing on your day off. Hey, stop meowing at me! You're not coming home with me, alright? What to do? Leave the cat, feed the cat, play with the cat, second thought. What's this? You're not ready. Yeah, I'm not ready. I'm leaving you. You don't think it's a good idea to get the cat's hopes up of having someone look after you while you're not willing to commit. I totally read that wrong, but I'm gonna keep going. What if it gets attached and somehow tracks you down back to your home? Sorry, see you around, I guess. You stand up, the cat watching your every move. You make it halfway out the alley when the cat meows almost pitifully at you. No, don't give me those eyes. Ignore. No. You need to nip this in the bud and get on with your day. It's what's best for the both of you. You leave the alley and continue your way. Wait, what was I doing? In all the excitement of dealing with your furry dilemma, you'd forgotten that you still hadn't decided on what you were going to do for your day off. Go watch a movie, go to the carnival, go to the dog park. I think I'm gonna go watch a movie. It's been a while since a film came out that looked interesting enough for you to drag yourself to a movie theater. But there's a showing of one such film at the old theater. The movie was a little too niche to be picked up by the new cinema that opened right across the street. That's okay though, you're not exactly a fan of the crowds. And nothing ruins the experience of watching a new movie for you more than a noisy audience. Okay, then I guess I'm gonna go to the old theater then. You eagerly buy your ticket from the kind old man in the booth and head inside. It's barren of any trace of other people, and the decor looks like it hasn't changed since the 80s. Maybe even the 70s. Who gives a fuck? But it's what you're counting on. You consider buying some popcorn, but can't help but be concerned that everything at the concession stand might be expired. You move on and walk through the halls, finally locating the theater designated on your ticket stub. As expected, the theater your movie will be playing in is completely empty. What is this, Danganronpa Theater? Perfect. You pick a spot right in the middle, even counting the seats and taking into consideration the gap of the staircase. And you settle in, the dim lights fade away, leaving the room pitch black for a few seconds. Before the screen flickers on, no commercials or trailers pop up. The movie just begins. I like that. No trailers, no ads, just raw dog this shit. We just go right in. Pleased, you shrug and let yourself get immersed in the opening scene. But just as you're getting into the premise, the doors open behind you, momentarily casting light into the room and ruining the atmosphere. You hold in a frustrated sigh. Don't tell me the cat is gonna come in and watch a movie with me. It's a public establishment after all. The place can't exactly afford to stay open if you're the only customer. You try to refocus on the movie, but you sense the new presence slowly shifting around the theater before heading in your general direction. What? You gape in utter disbelief as the stranger shuffles down the aisle, only to sit right in front of you. What a dick! What a douchebag, dude! Why would you sit right in front of me and you're wearing a freaking hat? You come in here, nobody's sitting in any of the seats. Not only are you wearing a freaking fedora, you sit right in front of me so I can't even see the movie. You are a bag of douche. There's no one else here and plenty of places to sit. The stranger is also unusually tall. Even with the stadium-like arrangement, that's actually hilarious, dude. It's an empty theater, and this man chose to sit right in front of you. He wants to fight. Move to another spot, confront the stranger, leave the theater. No, I'm confronting you. You hate confrontation. You can already feel your palms starting to sweat at the idea of it. Your throat's closing up and your body's starting to shake. You've always been more of a flighter than a fighter, but you paid for this ticket. You wanted to watch this movie for ages. And now this total stranger has ruined the entire experience for you. You're all alone in this theater. There's no one who'll help you if something goes wrong. But you're angry enough that you ignore the signs of your body begging you to put as much distance as you can between yourself and this stranger. You stand up. Even standing in higher up on the incline, the stranger is still at least a head taller than you. What are we going to say? What are we going to do? The movie continues to play in the background, but you feel as if a hush immediately falls heavily over the theater at your movement. As if you can sense the stranger anticipating what you plan to do next. You square your shoulders and force a little bass into your voice. Yeah, let that voice get a little bassy. Hey! The effort makes your words come out more harshly than you intended, like a sudden and vicious bark. Oh no, I'm barking, But you figure they deserve it anyway. You're being a real jerk, you know that? Just what are you playing at, huh? Are you trying to piss me off? The silence that follows your words is deafening. So much that you glance at the screen only to find that the movie has paused? Huh? Your attention is ripped back to the stranger in front of you as they shift slightly, like a small animal trying desperately to anticipate the moves of a predator. You don't move an inch. You don't look away. You don't dare to blink. Instead, your eyes widen as the person's head turns. Then turns some more. Don't tell me it's the cat. Why do the eyes look like that? Then turns more, beyond what should be possible, neck bones cracking to face you directly. Yo, why your shit cracking though? Huh? You can't move. Wide, glowing eyes resting above a wider, grinning mouth gaze down at you. The stranger opens their mouth, and what comes out is something impossible to comprehend. What? Yo, why are you moaning in my ear? The voice is endlessly deep and creaks like a weighty door, foreboding and oddly melodic, alluring. But it also snaps you out of your terrified trance, and before you know it, you're already out the door. What in the world? I guess that's one way to diffuse a situation like that. Just turn around and start making weird noises and start acting weird, and then they're gonna think that you're just like batshit or something. You run through the halls of the empty theater, heading for the exit. You feel something watching you from behind, but you're too afraid to look. The exit now in sight, you sprint forward and burst through the doors. You look around frantically and spot the crowded cinema across the street. People! That's what you need. Safety in numbers and all that. Without thinking, you rush into the street when a sinking sensation crawls down your spine, compelling you to look behind you. Go to the new cinema. Look behind me. Is it the guy? Bro, is he still making the noises? Despite your resistance, you feel your head turning to look back of its own accord, while in the middle of the street. You catch a glimpse of a grotesque-looking person standing behind the glass doors of the old theater, watching you intensely, cradling something in their arms. Something familiar. But... God damn, bro! Oh! I thought the guy was making that noise. A glimpse is all you get as the truck speeds forward and crashes into your body. The truck couldn't stop? Like, I know the truck saw me. That bitch couldn't stop. We're having quite the day. You're killed on impact. Your body splattered across the road and crushed further under the heavy tires. Ending 16. Poor screening arrangements. Okay, maybe we should just leave this time and never look back. Let's go to the dog park. You decide to take a stroll in a park or something. The only one within walking distance is the nearby dog park. You think it'll make you feel better. First, you get to see a cute cat today. Now you'll get to see a cute dog. Several of them, in fact. The park is bustling with owners and their canine companions. Playing frisbee, fetch, running, jumping, even napping. Such cuties, whatever. Like you'd want anything to do with these. Hey! Don't say that. Dogs are awesome, okay? They're my dogs. What's wrong? You didn't think that? You decided to move on. The dogs are also adorable. You want to pet every single one you come across. But you know not all owners are cool with strangers just walking up and manhandling their pets. Not all dogs appreciate it either. So you stroll around the path, trying to exude a welcoming aura that will beckon one of these cute doggies to you. Yeah, I just gotta have that aura. You don't have to wait very long. Hey, what's good, my boy? What's good, my dog? You stop as the smallest, cutest puppy you've ever seen scampers up to you, blocking your path. Leave the park, kick the puppy, kill the puppy, eat the puppy. What is this game? Why would I eat the puppy? Pick up the puppy. Bro, what if I'm gonna click eat the puppy. That's disgusting. I think I'm gonna be sick. You're the one that suggested it. I didn't even suggest that, everybody. It was an option and I took it, okay? There's no way I would ever do that. Okay, kick the puppy. What? It's just a puppy! There's no way I would ever do that. Okay, kill the pup. Okay. I'm sorry. I just wanted to make sure that we couldn't actually do all those things. I promise you. There's no way I would ever do that. Good. I'm gonna pick up the puppy and call him a good boy. What? What the? Terrified, you drop the puppy on the ground, practically throwing it from you. You immediately feel horrible, wincing in guilt at the tiny yelp it releases upon. Oh, I'm so sorry. The owner shoves you aside with a cutting glare and storms away with her puppy. I'm sorry. You call out, but they don't turn back or respond. Not that you expected them to. You deserved it. You're not feeling so great about being at the park at the moment. Maybe you should leave? I'm gonna stay. Maybe there's more cute puppies to be seen. You stay at the park. You try to calm down by watching all the dogs from afar as you walk along the path. But every so often, one will run up to you. And when they do, they look wrong. Their owners don't seem to notice. You find a bench and sit down for a quick break, closing your eyes. Maybe that wasn't the best idea after all? Maybe. Oh my goodness. You should have stayed with me instead. Yeah, I should have. Promise I'll never leave you again. You were broken out of your thoughts when something lands gently on your lap. You look down and see a frisbee on your thighs. Hey, sorry about that. Can you throw that back? You look up to see an owner waving at you in the distance. But more importantly... Okay, I'm gonna throw it! Oh, shit, I didn't even get to read that. Whoa. Hey! A series of excited barks jerks your gaze forward, and you see a large dog sprinting towards you. Hey, hurry and throw it back! Oh, leave, throw. You throw the frisbee and the dog runs in the opposite direction, jumping and catching it right out of the air. Impressive. The dog and the owner walk up to you. Thanks for that. You can pet him if you want. The dog looks up at you, eager for its reward of pets and pats for catching the frisbee. You're not gonna bite my hand off, right? Should I? Leave. I'm gonna pet the dog. Really? Are you sure? Yes, I'm sure. I'm warning you. Do not touch that mutt, or you will regret it. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna pet the dog. I don't care. I do what I want. I want what I do. You reach out your hand. I'm nervous. And you pet the dog. The dog seems pleased. You don't feel well. Suddenly, the sky begins to darken rapidly. You look up along with all the pet owners to see that the sun has been eclipsed by the moon in the blink of an eye. What have you done? You vaguely remember that you should never look directly at an eclipse. But for some reason, you don't look away. A loud piercing yell fills the air, shaking the ground beneath you. You instinctively move to lift your hands in order to shield your ears. But the hand that had been cautiously pressed upon the dog's head comes away with some resistance. Resistance like sticky slime almost cementing your hand to the dog's head. The slime stretches with your movement. The dog's head stretches with it too as the canine begins to just melt. It melts and melts until it becomes a pile of goo at your feet. No! You dazedly look around for the dog's owner, only to find an empty pile of familiar clothes where they once stood. You see similar piles of clothes next to piles of goo scattered all across the park's open field. All the dogs, all their owners. The melted goo of the dog in front of you then starts to move with a shudder. Why? Wait, it's forming something? It slithers across the grass towards the field in the center of the park. All the piles of goo following after it. No. It's the cat? No, what is that? They mix and meld together into a single entity that shifts and undulates and bulges and grows. You watch in dazed horror as it then fills out and shapes itself. All from petting a dog? God damn. Into a behemoth of a dog. Snarling and frothing at the mouth, red eyes frantic and searching. Before the glowing orbs land directly on you. The rumbling growl it emits is so low and deep you can feel the sound of it crash into you. Leave the park? I mean, what else am I gonna do? I don't think we can leave the park. Not with those eyes. No. You had your chance. Better start running. You try to run. But you're not fast enough. The behemoth barely takes a few leaps before it's already towering over you. It tears you apart until there's nothing left. Ending 21. Dog person. That's what happens when you're a dog person? Alright, so I'm just gonna leave the park, everybody. Yes, leave. Now what? Let's go to the carnival. because we already know what happens when we go to the movie. You spend the day at the Carnival. Ferris wheel, roller coaster, Pharaoh boat. Rides you've been on before. Hoops, coin toss, balloon darts. Games you've played before. Funnel cake, popcorn, cotton candy. Things that I've put down my throat before. All things you've enjoyed before. You're surrounded by groups of people all having fun together. Laughing, playing, eating, taking pictures, making memories. And then, there's you. The sun hasn't started to set yet, still high in the sky, but it will soon. You start to wonder if maybe you should just go home for the day, when you stop in your tracks. You see something new, an attraction you've never seen before. A maze of funhouse mirrors? It sounds kinda lame, honestly. There isn't even a line to get in. But then, what else is there to do? Do something else? I'm entering the maze. I want to be amazed. You enter the maze. A few rooms in and you notice that the mirrors aren't all weird. Some just show you looking back at yourself. A little bored, a lot tired, and so very, maybe this was a mistake. Why did you think going into a maze of mirrors was a good idea, even if it was something new to experience? I can't do this today. You turn around and head back the way you came. Only to bump into a mirror. Ow! What the? Where's the exit? You try again, only to find another mirror blocking your way. By the time you're all turned around, you realize that the way you came in is completely gone. Okay, don't panic. I just have to keep going forward, right? You step through the only opening you can find and nearly trip over something on the ground. You bend down and pick it up. Huh? What's this doing here? In your hand rests a worn-looking flashlight. Curious, you flick it on. Wait, even this game has a complimentary horror game flashlight? Huh? The light doesn't look very... Crap! The lights! Did the power go out, or did the attraction operator forget you were in here? How long have you been in here, actually? You pull out your phone to check the time, or maybe call the police. Your phone is dead. You grip the flashlight in your hand. The light it emitted earlier was dim enough for you to know there's probably not much juice left. Best to reserve it for a worst-case scenario and feel your way out. Yeah, you can do this. You take a calming breath. Well, forward we go. Hello, daring adventurer! Who said, welcome to the Mirror Maze! Would you like to know how to navigate the maze? Yes, I need help! Once again, welcome to the Mirror Maze! You're in a bit of a jam, but don't worry. You're in good hands. Or rather, good paws. See these little cuties here? They'll be doing their best to guide you through the maze. Aren't they generous? When you enter a room, the emergency light will flash, letting you see the paths before you for a second, and also what lies beyond them. Whenever you see these kind kitties, just go where they are and you'll reach the next room. Unfortunately, they're not the only things in here. It is highly suggested that you refrain from following any of our other guests. They can be sneaky or distracting, but they're always hostile. So please take caution when advancing to the next room. Of course, this wouldn't be much of a mirror maze without mirrors. Can they hurt you? No, they're just mirrors, silly. They don't do anything at all. And you can't do anything to them either. They're just an obstacle you can't pass through. Go left, go center, or go right. The choice is yours. Though, if you find a room with no helpful kitties in sight, and all the paths lead to a mirror or something else, it's recommended that you stay put. And just maybe it will work itself out. Now, for your navigation tools. That flashlight you found doesn't have much juice left. It'll only let you get a quick extra peek at your surroundings about 5 times. So try not to use it all up at once. You can keep track of your progress through the rooms up to the left, and your lives up to the right. You've got 3 lives, so be careful to avoid the less friendly guests lurking around. Why only 3 lives, you ask? Because you're soft and squishy. It wouldn't take much to damage you beyond repair. And besides, you're human. And humans usually only have the one life, yes? And yet here, you get 3. Don't you think? You ought to show a little more gratitude. And that's the end of your tutorial. Hopefully it was helpful. Are you ready to play? What would you like to know? Can you let me go? Can you turn off the flash, please? This game is too hard. Psh, this game is way too easy. Reset settings. Can you tell me about the maze again? I'm ready to play. Okay. 3, 2, 1, go! I'm gonna go, to the right. Okay, next room. Right. Okay, next room. Left. Stay. Right? This room feels off. Just wait. I think something just changed. Oh, crap. Okay, next room. That was a big beast on the right. Left, 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 left. Stay. This room feels off. Just wait. I think something just changed. Forward. Center. Right. Right again. This is easy. Right again. Right again. How many times is it gonna be right again? Center. We're kind of almost there, everybody. Center. Left. Center. Center. Left. And one more left. Got it. Stay. There we go. You see it. The exit. You run forward, but as you do, the scenery shifts. Just slightly at first. But you're running too fast to stop yourself from colliding into the glass. Except, you don't quite go into the glass. You don't exactly collide with it either. You simply pass through it. And on the other side, you see an endless white void and... Huh? Yourself? Dozens of you. Hundreds of you wandering around. Aimless. Faceless. And empty. So empty and listless, they don't even acknowledge your presence. You try to turn back, but the glass doesn't give. Past the glass on that ass, a familiar black cat walks up and looks at you. You think it meows at you, but you can't make out the sound. It tilts its head, then walks away. The glass goes dark. Then you watch helplessly as it disappears completely. You're trapped, with only yourself as company. Ending 19. You beat the maze. Yeah, I did. Okay, but I want a great ending. How am I gonna get a great ending? I feel like I did all the do not take the cat home scenarios, unless I don't turn back when I leave the movie theater and the dude is looking at me so I don't get killed by the truck. So let me see what happens there. Okay, go to the new cinema. Refusing to even risk a peek over your shoulder, you rush across the street to the new cinema theater. You didn't realize that it felt like you've been surrounded by some kind of dreadful pressure. Until it very suddenly vanishes, leaving you feeling more than a little shaken. But at least breathing comes easier. You think it's within your best interest to repress everything that just happened. Yeah. Deciding to wait for the movie you've been anticipating to be available on DVD or streaming, you join the long line outside the new cinema. By the time you've reached the ticket booth, you just want to get inside. So you pick a movie at random and take your ticket from the tired-looking teenager manning the booth. The decor is chic and sleek, and the inside is bustling with people. It's not what you're usually into, but it's kind of nice not being alone. Even if you feel a little lonely watching families and groups of friends laughing among themselves. You'd get some popcorn, but the lines at the concession stands are long and the prices are criminal anyway. You go through the halls. You follow the signs to the theater designated on your ticket before heading inside. You sigh at the sight of the absolutely crowded theater. You head towards a seat, and only to be told by the person next to it that it's being saved for someone. This happens a few more times before you finally manage to get yourself settled into a seat annoyingly off-center to the screen. But the screen is at least visible, if not a little too close, so you grit your teeth and bear it. The light fades out, but the chatter doesn't. The rest of the audience seems content to talk through the commercials and even through the trailers. You figure the chatter will stop when the movie actually begins. But it doesn't even get slightly quieter as the opening scene starts to play out. You sigh out loud, not thinking anyone would hear you anyway. This is why you avoid movie theaters like the plague. Yo, everywhere I go, I see that face! Suddenly, the screen changes, showing the face of a black cat. A familiar black cat. Confused murmurs fill the room, but then, the cat on the screen meows. Just like the dude in the old movie theater? The sound is strange and not at all like any cat should sound. Haunting, almost melodic, and layered as if made of multiple voices of different creatures. Creatures that would probably never say... Yeah, that cat out here speaking different languages. That cat bilingual. You sit in confusion, wondering why you haven't already gotten up and left to complain to the cinema staff. But then you hear it. They didn't even do anything. They're just playing the movie. They don't even know why this was made or who created it, okay? Don't blame them. It's scattered and dissonant at first. But among the crowd, people start to chant along with the cat on the screen. Yeah, I gotta go. See, this is why I just stay at home and watch Netflix. This is why I just, like, buy videos on Amazon Prime and watch YouTube. Like, this is some weird shit, okay, everybody? And I'm not having it. Soon, the entire room is chanting in perfect unison. Everyone's staring intently at the cat on the screen. You're feeling strangely drawn to the screen yourself. But the compulsion to stare blankly like the others isn't that strong. For now. Also, you start to notice out of the corner of your eye that some of the people in your immediate vicinity are looking at you. No. They're outright staring holes into you, even as they continue chanting. They don't miss a beat as they slowly begin to frown at you in blatant disapproval. What's wrong, everybody? Do I have something in my teeth? Their scowls deepen as time goes on, as if they're getting impatient. Try to leave the theater. Try to blend in with the crowd. Thinking fast, you look to the screen and begin to chant in tandem with the crowd. See? One of us. Y'all like my voice? Does it tickles the pickles? You feel the harshness of the collective gaze start to ebb away. The air in the theater becoming lighter once again. You release air shakily, just realizing that you've been holding your breath earlier. You feel stuck. Surely you can't just up and leave now. Not after whatever all that was. The people around you all seem fine now, but there's no telling if they'd get aggressive at you for even moving too much. Never mind outright getting up and leaving. You decide to let this run its course. Hopefully someone will come along. Right? Or at least turn the film off? You continue to chant along with everyone. You start to feel lightheaded. You feel as if you could fall asleep, but your eyes don't feel heavy in the slightest. You try to look around and gauge the other's emotional state. Huh? But you can't seem to look away from the screen. You try again, but you're still locked into eye contact with the cat on screen. Uh-oh. Should I just keep chanting? You attempt to physically force your line of vision away. You still your nerves, ready to throw yourself to the ground if need to. But your body only gets as far as tensing up for a moment before completely loosening itself again, making you lay back limply into your seat. You think you should be panicking right about now, but even your brain feels limp. Your thoughts, a vaguely muted pastel pink, airy, sickeningly sweet, and loosely spun, like cotton candy. You like cotton candy. You think you shouldn't mind your thoughts and body being like cotton candy either. So, why get up and ruin that? It's nice here. You're more at peace than you've ever felt before in such a crowded room. Still chanting, you've never felt so aligned and in tune with another person, let alone with an entire room full of complete strangers. You're not alone. Out of the corner of your eye, the person next to you starts to sink back even further into their chair. They sink even more. What the heck is happening here? Then more. Not like they're slouching or reclining, but more like they're... Oh. Deflating. Their skin bunches up and wrinkles like fabric as if their muscles, their bones, have started to disintegrate. Their eyes dim before sinking into their sockets. Their mouth, still attempting to chant, falls open over a cutoff, gaping as the words end in an awful hiss, a final weak release of air. You muse thoughtfully about whether or not you should be distressed at the sight. But even then, the blanket of peace doesn't leave you. Suddenly, from the pile of skin and clothes next to you, you see a lump moving around. You watch in dazed fascination as the lump makes its way to the part of the skin where the head used to be. And out from the mouth crawls a tiny black kitten. Wow. All of this because we didn't take the cat from the cardboard box home? You can hear the familiar hissing sound all around you now as the unified chants start to fade, only to be replaced with the faint mewing of kittens. Finally, your voice is the only one still chanting, still human, and alone. Again, you don't want that. You can't go back to that. Not again. Not again. Please. Just then, you go completely limp. Your body feels light, but it might as well weigh several tons. Because you realize quite suddenly that you can't move. Not an inch. You can't shift your eyes to look around. You can't even breathe. But somehow, the chant continues to creak weakly from your mouth. A few kittens come forward and perch themselves on the chairs around you, watching your sinking body, mewing as they wait for their youngest sibling to emerge from you. Dozens of glowing eyes peer down at you. And as your eyes start to cave into the sockets of your softening skull, you manage to make out the silhouette of a familiar cat perching on the seat right in front of you. Your vision finally fades. And as that same hiss of air expels itself from your mouth, the last thing you sense is something small and alive shifting eagerly under your skin. Ending 18. Happy birthday. I didn't ask for that for my birthday, though. You could take that back. I need that gift receipt because I'm returning that shit. I do not want that. Okay, so this is the first ending that I got. Everything changed once I looked behind me. Let's see what happens if we just keep running. Huh? Interesting. How very, very interesting. Ending 0. It begins. Oh! Okay, so that was it. It was the same ending either way. So this time we took the cat home with us, but instead of doing something with the cat, I'm just gonna do something alone. Like what? Clean apartment, watch a movie, take a nap. On second thought, let me clean the apartment. You decide that even if it's your day off, that doesn't mean you should be completely unproductive. You know you have a guest and all, but you shouldn't really put off your chores. Best to get them done while you're in the mood to do so. So for now, you get dressed, roll up your sleeves, and get to work on cleaning the apartment. At least, you try to? You sweep the living room. You wipe the kitchen counter. Okay, you don't make your bed, but who actually does that anyway? Hey, they always say if you want to start your day off on the right foot, you should always make your bed no matter what. If you have a clean bed and you make your bed, that should set the tone for how your day should go. I didn't make that up. That's actually a real thing. Look that up. But a lot of people make their bed or they should make their bed. I am not going to say whether I do or I don't, but hey, still, you notice that no matter how much you clean up, You keep finding more messes than when you started. You peek over at the cat. You suspect that it might be the culprit behind this mystery. But every time you rush to check on it or catch it in the act, you always find it napping in the living room. You keep cleaning, but the cat, or something, keeps leaving more and more mess in its wake. Keep cleaning, catch the cat in the act. Let me catch the cat. How are you supposed to finish cleaning up if this little imp is making a menace of itself? No, you know the cat's the culprit. You consider locking it up in the bathroom, at least until you clean the rest of the apartment. But it just doesn't seem fair when you don't actually have any proof. You need to investigate this further. You need proof. Not just for the sake of your sanity, but more importantly for the sake of cleanliness! You start to clean again and peek behind you, catching mere glimpses of a paw here or a tail there. But as with earlier, when you rush back to the living room, the cat is still sleeping. Okay, you want to play, cat? Then let's play. This time, you decide to lay a trap, one your feline friend won't be able to resist. You tackle the kitchen island counter and give it the works. It's glistening by the time you're done. It's so clean, you'd dropkick anyone who even thought of eating off of it. Yeah, I dare you. I dare you to think that, because I will dropkick you right in the gooch hole. The perfect trap for your little cleaning saboteur. You whistle innocently as you exit the room and hide around the corner of the entryway to the hall. From the angle you're at, you have a perfect view of the cat and the island counter. There's no way you won't catch the culprit in the act now. If it really isn't the cat, maybe you'll give it a treat as an apology for your suspicions? But as you deliberate if you should stop by the grocery store to get some fish, the cat starts to shift. Its back that was rising and falling evenly moments ago is now rippling in small tremors like an agitated wave on a black sea. It's shuddering. It's bubbling. It's bulging. It's... Huh? What the hell? You gape in disbelief as another cat bursts out of the still sleeping feline you'd taken home with you. You're fairly certain that's not how cats give birth. But more importantly, you watch cat number 2 shake itself off before leaping up onto the counter, rolling around on top of it and leaving fur and grime in its wake. Huh, probably should have given it a bath earlier. You feel like your mind is lagging behind the reality of the discovery you just made. But you don't seem capable of thinking beyond smaller observations. For example, though the hows of whys and what you're witnessing elude you, the more pertinent question that strikes you is that if the original cat is still sleeping, and the clone cat is busy making yet another mess, then where are all the other clones? Oh, there they are. Suddenly, the 2 cats look directly at you in perfect unison. Their eyes pin you to the spot with their intensity. But you realize with the familiar, sinking feeling of being watched from behind, that they're not the only ones looking at you. You slowly turn around. How many? How many are there? Oh, God. Packed in the hall behind you, from the floor to the ceiling, is a living, breathing, writhing wall of cats. Of clones. All piled on top of each other. The glowing golden eyes of every cat in the undulating wall of pure black fur, every single eye is trained on you. Out of fear and a sheer desperate need to distance yourself from this blight on reality and order, you take a single step back. And in response, the wall just breaks. The cats all stampeding over you. It'd be kind of cute if their soft paws weren't hiding claws as sharp as knives. You try to protect yourself, but there's just too many of them. Blood leaks steadily from your scratches. You feel dizzy. With what little strength you have, you turn your head and watch as the cats tear through carpet and upholstery, knock over vases and dishes and lamps, claw at the walls, It's gonna take forever to clean this up, you think? Maybe you'll tackle it all again later. Right after you take a short nap. With an annoyed sigh, you breathe your last breath. Ending 2. Double trouble. This is why I don't clean, everybody. This is why I just leave things the way they are, because I might die. Okay, how about we watch a movie? You're not tired enough for a nap, but you're too lazy to get started on any of your chores. So you decide to watch a movie. You get dressed in your favorite pajamas, make some popcorn with an obscene amount of butter, and head over to your armchair. Only to discover that the cat is already napping in it. I'm gonna put on some chapstick real quick, because I've been talking my ass off. You frown a little in thought. Your couch isn't at the best angle for optimal TV viewing pleasure, and you don't feel like pushing it around and having it put back later. The only options you have left are to sit on the floor and move the cat and reclaim your throne. Sit on the floor or reclaim my throne? I'm gonna sit on the floor. I want no smoke with this cat. I promise you I don't. You decide to sit on the floor. The cat is a guest after all, and you pride yourself on being a good host if nothing else. Well, at least you would if you'd ever have any guests over before. You grab a blanket and some pillows and make a comfy nest in front of the chair. You pop in a random movie from your collection and can tell instantly that it's one of your favorite horror films. You've seen it a few times already, but it never fails to get your blood pumping. A few minutes in, and you're already invested, getting reacquainted with the story and characters. The scares won't come until later, but for some reason you feel like something is watching you from behind. Maybe because that something is watching us from behind. You know it's probably nothing, but you feel compelled to check anyway. You peek over your shoulder, only to jump out of your skin, jostling a few pieces of popcorn out of the bowl in your lap. The cat is awake and looking right at you. You take a calming breath, recovering from your heart nearly lurching out of your chest and immediately feeling foolish. It was just a cat, of course. It was so quiet you'd forgotten it was right behind you, even though it's the whole reason you're sitting on the floor in the first place. You shakily pick up the remote, intending to rewind some of the parts you missed. However, as soon as you press the rewind button, the TV shuts off. Huh? You blink, confused. Nothing else turned off. The kitchen's dim light is still on. The digital clock is still glowing, and the movie player was still rewinding. The power clearly didn't go out, so why? You feel a chill run down your spine as you catch the cat's reflection in the dark TV screen. It's still looking at you? Cats stare, silly. It's kind of their thing, right? And you're a new addition in its life. Of course it's gonna study you closely to see if you're trustworthy. As you mentally reassure yourself, you turn the TV back on. Huh? What? The TV's on, but the movie isn't what's playing on screen. It's you? You watch yourself frown on screen as you feel your brow furrow in tandem. It's like footage of you in real time, like you're being recorded. You feel the familiar sensation of your mind focusing on small details to avoid the bigger picture of your current situation. Avoiding the questions of how this is happening, of what or who is doing this, and why. Suddenly, your mirrored self smiles and waves at you, all on its own. You don't wave back, too stunned to move. The you on the screen doesn't seem to mind, though. It then stands up. It walks out of frame, and ah! A terrified yell rips out of your mouth before you can think to stifle it. On screen, in the chair, is the cat. But it's wrong. It becomes a large swollen mass of black fur. Its twitching pulse, rhythmical with its slow, almost methodical breaths. Its mouth is a yawning entrance to a black abyss, framed by a set of teeth that look very, very sharp. Glowing eyes bulge all over its body. It's still looking at you. It doesn't even acknowledge your on-screen persona as they walk back into frame and pet it almost lovingly. Then, the you inside the TV touches one of the cat's fangs. You flinch at a sudden, sharp pain in your palm. You look down and sure enough, your hand is bleeding. You're not particularly afraid of blood, but For some reason, the sight of it leaking out of you sends another chill down your back. A thought, clear and terrible, flashes across your mind. It's not just the mutated cat in the TV that's watching you. Is it? Don't look behind you. Don't look behind you. Don't look behind you. Don't look behind you. You watch helplessly as your on-screen self smiles and nods at you, almost encouragingly. They stand in front of the cat's gaping jaws. They look into the dark depths. And as you're torn between the horrifying realization of what's about to happen and the gripping wonder of what they see looking back at them from that deep, deep darkness, they jump in. Darkness is a sudden presence all around you, pressing in, holding you down. And yet you somehow also feel weightless. You can't tell if you're falling, but it doesn't feel like you're laying down or standing either. You feel warm. You feel cold. You feel everything. You feel nothing. You feel nothing. Ending 3. Silent film. Wow. That one was actually really interesting. Let's take a nap this time. You're a little tired from the events of the day, making life-changing choices like committing to the responsibility of caring for another living creature. It really wears you out. You could definitely use a nap. You head to your room and get dressed in your pajamas before you decide to grab a glass of water from the kitchen. You head back to your bedroom, ready for a much-needed nap. Whoa! Only for the cat to race past you through the open door and jump on the middle of the bed. It takes its time kneading at the sheets before settling down and closing its eyes. Well, that was fast. You frown thoughtfully. Now that your mind's on it, you find yourself really craving a nap in your own bed. There's no way you're settling for sleeping on the couch, certainly not the armchair. Which means you should move the cat, sleep next to the cat, do something else. Let me sleep next to the cat. You shrug. What's the harm in sharing the bed, right? You both have had a long day after all. You try to carefully avoid jostling the cat as you lay down, but it immediately scoots over and curls up against you anyway. You smile. Sweet dreams. Huh? Huh? You feel like you slept for a long time. You feel a warm weight on your back. But you don't see the... I hear it though. Oh, mystery solved then. You feel comfortable? You consider getting up, but as soon as the thought enters your head, your mind fills with the static and a deep sense of disapproval? Not yet then. Okay. The cat, jostled by your attempts at movement, kneads painfully at your back before settling down again and falling back asleep. You fall back into slumber too. It's night. You want to get up. Ugh! Claws dig into your back like a warning. Tomorrow then, right? Okay, so the ending is probably going to be that the cat never gets up and it's going to kill us if we try to get up. It's morning. You'll be late for work. But the cat doesn't budge. You don't even try to get up this time. You just close your eyes and drift off again. It's the next day. Since the last several days. Or has it been weeks? Or longer? You're not quite sure. You're hungry. You don't know how long you've been lying down. You feel sore on your back, but also on your stomach, your arms, your face, everywhere. You can't remember your last meal, the last time you drank anything. You've been sleeping all this time, but you feel exhausted, more tired than you think you'd ever felt in your life. It feels like a giant hand is pressing you into the bed. You can't remember the last time you even considered moving. But somehow you know that you need to go back to sleep anyway. Everything will be fine if you just go back to sleep. You think you're hallucinating when the cat finally stirs. It stretches languidly before hopping off your back. You hear its feet padding through your still open bedroom door, its steps fading down the hall. You don't open your eyes. You don't move. You're afraid you don't remember how. You're afraid that the static will return if you try. But you eventually do try. You try to prop yourself up on your arm. It's thinner than you've ever seen it. Thinner than you think should be possible. The arm snaps under the weight of your body and crumbles to dust on the bed sheets. It doesn't hurt in the slightest. As if even your nerves have dried up and become as useless as, well, as useless as you feel in general. Just how long have you been laying in bed? You don't have much time to think about it. Your failed attempt at sitting up sends you tumbling over the side of the bed like a rag doll. But you think you're probably closer to being a ceramic doll as your body shatters instantly upon impact with the floor. Your head rolls towards the door, letting you watch as the rest of your strong body parts crack and crumble, and turn to the broken ruin as your consciousness begins to fade. The cat strolls into view then, poking and prodding at the remains of your brittle limbs. Bad kitty, you try to say. But you think your jaw might have snapped off earlier as well. Almost as if sensing your attention, the cat walks over to you. Well, your head at least. And you watch with your final conscious seconds as it lays down, curling its body around you. It feels warm. Well, maybe another nap couldn't hurt. Ending 6. Just a cat nap. What is going on with this game? What if we try to move the cat? You tentatively nudge the cat in an attempt to make it move on its own. It doesn't budge in the slightest. Keep trying. This is my bed. You push a little more firmly this time. The cat sounds annoyed with you. I don't care. Again, you will sleep in your own bed. The cat opens one yellow eye and slides it up and looks at you. Is its voice a little deeper than before? I'm gonna move the cat. You move forward, ready to shove the cat with a... Never mind. I mean, I knew what was gonna happen. That cat has showed me that it's been about that life for 10 straight endings now, so I knew it was gonna do something like that. You're thrown back by some invisible force and crash into the dresser before falling to the ground. Wind knocked out of you, you look up in a daze. You don't quite comprehend what it is you're seeing. A strong swirling wind is picked up, throwing items all over the place, as if a miniature hurricane had just taken form in your room. And right there in the center of it all, it's the cat, hovering in the air above the bed, its eyes open, glowing like molten lava. You watch as a vortex rips open in the center of your bed, and panic as the swirling wind turns into a vacuum, dragging you towards the bed. Your nails catch and tear as you desperately try to cling to the carpet, the floorboards, and every piece of furniture within your reach, bloody fingers slipping clumsily on every surface. But there's nothing you can do. As you touch the vortex, your body starts to disintegrate. Tiny particles of your body separating and floating into nothing. The last thing you see is the cat landing nimbly on the bed and kneading at your sheets, before it curls up and falls back to sleep. Ending 5. Do not disturb. So remember when we did the cleaning one? We tried to catch the cat in the act? Why don't we just mind our own business this time? You keep cleaning, but there's just more mess. And more. And more. When you finally stop to look around you, you don't even recognize your home anymore. There's piles of junk everywhere. Do you even own this much stuff? You don't remember ever buying or receiving most of it. The pile towers over you. You feel claustrophobic. The stench of garbage is overwhelming despite your hands feeling raw from all the cleaner fluid you've been using. Your eyes still burn from the bleach. You need some air. You need to get out of here. You hear a crash and see a teacup you're certain you don't own smashed onto the floor. You look up and see the cat perched on a teetering pile of china and kitchen appliances. It carefully nudges another teacup from the pile, sending it careening to the ground. but you don't even flinch as it shatters. Instead, you start to chuckle. Suddenly, you're laughing. It's so hilarious. That tears start running down your face. I knew it was you. You did this, didn't you? You pick up the largest piece of ceramic from the broken teacups. Didn't you? And throw it at the cat. The cat dodges by leaping off of the pile. The pile sways. It sways. It's falling. It's falling towards... You can't move. You're buried. The pile fell on top of you. Broken shards of fine china and sharp utensils are piercing your skin, your organs. Your bones feel loose and limp, crushed under the heavy appliances. Warm liquid pulls under you. With the last of your strength, you listen as the cat pads over to you before laying down and purring sleepily. Yeah, a nap sounds pretty good. Ending 1, a not-so-clean getaway. Whoa. Okay, I took a little break, and then I played the game again, but now it says I'm sorry. Sorry for what? Tell me what you're sorry for, and then maybe I'll forgive you. I'm so sorry. I was just so tired of everything. Not you. Never you. But I couldn't be the person you deserve. Couldn't ever hope to be. You were so amazing. Smart and talented and independent. You shined. But in comparison, Damn it. So stupid. So worthless. But when it approached me, it didn't tell me that it wanted me. It needed me. Maybe that's what I wanted all along. Wanting could be so fleeting, but to be needed? There was nothing I wouldn't give to have someone tell me that I mattered to them. That they needed me. That was very unexpected. I was just trying to get more endings, and then that's how it started off. You're walking. Right, of course. It's the first time in a while that you felt like going out. And you're actually glad that you did. Okay, so now we're back to where we were. So, let's see. You tentatively allow yourself to feel excited for the possibilities of where you could go or what you could do. Maybe even who you could meet. You're so deep in thought that you almost miss it. Huh? What was that? Curiosity guiding your steps. Okay, we know. It's the cat. So, let's take the cat home, and let's see what other things that we could do. I guess one of the only other things that we could do is feed the cat, right? The cat looks hungry, so you decide to feed it. You're regretting not stopping for food earlier as you don't have much left. Grocery shopping day is tomorrow after all. You head to the kitchen and click your tongue, ensuring the cat follows after you. It leaps nimbly on the kitchen counter and watches as you search for meal options. Let's see. You find some things you expect. A can of tuna in the pantry. Definitely don't want to do that. Some leftover meatloaf in the fridge. That's a maybe. And... Huh? What's that? It looks like brains! You realize there's a tightly sealed Tupperware on the bottom shelf of the fridge. You don't recognize it. A foul odor is leaking from the container. Whatever's inside can't be safe for human consumption. I think the cat would like to consume it. But the cat seems excited about it, practically salivating over it. What is it? Bro, it looked like expired ground beef. Still, you're the caretaker here. You're the one who needs to decide what's best to feed a hungry cat. So you'll feed it tuna, meatloaf, the mystery food. I'm not gonna lie, everybody. I kind of want to see this mystery meat. Is this really a good idea? Fine. I guess if this is what you want, you open the container and... Oh! You just barely managed to keep from throwing up. But just barely. I mean, you're the one that cooked it and then you put it in the container, so blame yourself. The stench is overwhelming. Yeah. Give me a minute. You hazard a look at the contents of the container, but... Huh? You honestly can't understand what you're supposed to be looking at. Everything is just mashed together. What exactly everything consists of is a mystery you're more than happy to keep unsolved. Different shapes, different sizes, different textures. Not the color, though. That's how you could describe my own meat. All of it is the same color. The most unfortunate looking shade of gray you've ever seen. Tinted with a nauseatingly wet green film over the top. Am I supposed to warm it up, or you don't really know how to serve it? Any utensil or plate that touches it is getting thrown out immediately. No exceptions. Your hands are going to be scrubbed with soap and hot water to within an inch of their lives after this. You decide against putting this crap in your microwave. You doubt it would taste or smell any better warm. Not wanting to hold it anymore, you shake your head and practically toss the container next to the cat on the counter. The cat enthusiastically dives for the toxic-looking sludge, sniffing it as if savoring the scent. You turn to the fridge and close it. You've lost your appetite. You're about to head to the bathroom to wash your hands for the next hour or so when... That is not how mystery food is supposed to sound. It should not have that crunchy texture. Ow! A sharp pain on your foot causes you to stumble. You catch yourself on the kitchen sink and look down to see that the tip of your sock is... red. And the red is still slowly spreading to the rest of your sock. Are you bleeding? You quickly reach down and pull off your sock to see the damage. What the heck? How did that happen? Your middle toe is... gone. It's just gone. Just a stump is left in its place, steadily leaking blood onto the floor. You clumsily step back as if it would help you get away from what you were seeing. The blood trail simply follows your movements. 911. You have to call 911. Phone? Where's the... Huh? What? Your tongue is... So let me guess. That meat was actually supposed to be this guy? So every time the cat eats the mystery food, the cat is basically eating a part of the person we're playing as? What happened? What's happening to me? You slowly look over to find the cat still eating, completely unbothered by your suffering. Not bothering to try and stop the blood from dribbling out of your mouth. You keep watching in a daze as the cat happily chews at a gross piece of... Huh? Wait, that's... You look more closely at the mystery food in the cat's jaws. It looks vaguely familiar. It looks like a tongue? Before you can even think to do anything to stop it, the cat dives into the container again and bites into a piece that looks... Ah! Gah! You collapse to the floor, clutching your torso. You writhe around on the blood-streaked tiles, crying. Something. Blood pours out from deep within you. Whatever that was, felt important. And now it's probably gone too. It hurts. Does it hurt so bad that it squirts? It hurts so much. Stop, please. You weakly try to reach up to the cat on the counter above you. Your vision blurs from the effort, from the pain, from your tears, from... Oh! Sorry for these moans, everybody. I'm just trying to get into it, you know what I mean? Oh. Your eyes. Your eyes! You fall limply back to the floor. You're leaking blood all over. From all over. Your foot, your mouth, your insides, your eye sockets. You can feel your life fading away too. That's fine. If it means not feeling the pain of losing another part of you, then hopefully the cat will take its time eating your eyeballs. Hopefully. We can all be so hopeful and give you time. Just... Ending 10. You are what you eat. So if I am what I eat, then I should be eating that cat then. Alright, let's try the meatloaf. You get the feeling the cat won't be too impressed with anything that comes out of a can. And you're not about to feed it whatever the heck that toxic looking sludge is. So it's settled. A tuna sandwich for you and leftover meatloaf for your feline guest. You ignore the cat's disappointed meows as you put the weird container back in the fridge to dispose of it later. You warm up the meatloaf in the microwave. You place the now warm meatloaf on a saucer next to the cat on the counter. You don't think you should be encouraging it to eat up there, but you figure it'll make up for electing not to feed it the toxic goop it wanted. The cat looks like it finds the meatloaf. Interesting. Works for you. Eat up, kitty. As the cat digs into its meal, you go about searching for some bread for your tuna sandwich. You're so distracted by your search that you only just barely hear... Huh? Did the cat throw up? What? Wait. How come it looks like that? You turn around and see that the meatloaf has only one, maybe 2 bites taken out of it. But more alarmingly, there seems to be a red trail of... It's gotta be ketchup. Something. Leading away from where the cat had been sitting. And off the edge of the counter towards the living room. Is that blood? Huh? You jump at the strange sound coming from around the corner. Further into your apartment. You attempt to steel your nerves. Taking a breath, you walk around the counter to head into the living room. You stepped in something warm and wet. And red. You resist the urge to vomit and step away from the trail of... You follow the trail into the living room and see that it leads into the hall. It's getting louder. It's definitely in the hall. You feel like you can hear your heartbeat. You hope whatever it is in the hall can't. Your body shakes as you feel yourself step forward. And forward. And forward. And forward. You peek around the corner. Huh? Nothing. There's nothing there. What? You walk further into the hall and see that the trail leads all the way down the end of it. But there's nothing there. You don't quite feel relief, but at least... Huh? You feel something wet and warm drip onto your cheek. Something very warm. You swipe your shaking hand across it and pull it back to see your fingers covered in something. All this from meatloaf? Come on now. You look up. You see what can only be described as meat. The entire ceiling of the hallway is covered in a thick, undulating, writhing layer of pulsing meat. At its center is a single glowing eyeball, frantically rolling around in every direction. Until it lands squarely on you. Fuck you looking at? You try to take a step back, desperate to escape the hallway. To escape this thing. But... the meatloaf really grabbed my arm? Bro, what are you putting in your ingredients? First that mystery meat, now this meatloaf is literally grabbing my shits. Before you can even scream, meaty tendrils shoot out and grab you. No! Let me go! They pull you up and up into a pair of slowly opening jaws. And then... Ending 9. Leftovers. Damn, in this dude's household, we don't eat the leftovers. The leftovers eat us. Okay, we're gonna feed the cat tuna again, right? I wonder if this is gonna be the same ending that I got before. Oh wait, no, it's not. It's not. It burped. It is not completely out of the realm of what's possible, right? Right. Best not to think too hard about it, because early on in the video, we actually fed the cat a can of tuna, and then something else happened. Soon enough, the room is full of floating bubbles. The cat releases a final, tiny bubble before yawning and laying down right there on the corner. Well, glad you enjoyed it. The bubbles haven't left the room or popped. They seem to be pretty resilient. Wait, what? What's that? As one of the bubbles floats closer to you, you see that there's actually something inside of it. A tiny, furry fish? This is just getting weirder and weirder. You think? Still, you can't help but marvel at the impossible wonder in front of you. You lift a hand. You extend a finger towards the bubble. Carefully press it against the surface. And of course it bites me and I bleed, right? The little fish inside lashes out, viciously sinking tiny fangs into your finger. It doesn't really hurt that much at first, but then... Ow! What? Pain starts to climb from your finger to the rest of your hand. A lot of these endings have to do with blood. Like just bleeding from cuts or bites or different things. Past your wrist. Could it be some kind of venom? You fling your arm around in an attempt to dislodge the fish, but... Huh! You accidentally knock your arm into several of the bubbles floating around. More tiny, ravenous fish latch on to your flesh. You stumble back out of pain and a sudden bout of dizziness, only to bump into more bubbles. More fish digging their teeth into your back. It hurts. You're getting dizzy. You've got to get out. You deliriously try to stumble out of the kitchen. But the entire room is filled with the deadly bubbles. By the time you collapse to the ground, you're absolutely covered in tiny, angry, biting fish. Your legs, your torso, your arms, your face. The pain is unbearable. You can feel it in your skin and your teeth and your eyes and your hair and it's so consuming you can't even feel yourself convulsing or crying. You don't black out. Your eyes are still rolling up into your skull when you gasp out your last breath. Ending 8. Fish out of water. That one wasn't that interesting, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, what happens if we feed the cat while it's still in the box? The cat must be hungry, right? You can't imagine that it's had much to eat if it's so attached to the box it's in. Though, it doesn't exactly seem malnourished either. Surely it must have left the box to search for food then? For some reason, something in the back of your mind tells you that's not the case. And not to think on it any further. Well, either way, you can't exactly enjoy your day out knowing you left behind a hungry cat. Especially when you could have done something to help. So, what to do about the hungry kitty? Check pockets, look around the area, ... Not yet. Oh, okay, my bad. Let's check our pockets. You dig into your pockets. You find a small piece of string in your left pocket, not very helpful. Yeah, you might be broke, but are you red string in your pocket broke? Because I've been there before, I promise you everybody. A string, a piece of lint, a couple pennies, the string is far too short. I've lived that life. An eager and excited cat leaping for it could easily lead to you getting bitten and scratched. In your right pocket is a bar of chocolate. You find a chocolate bar? Is it? Nope, it's not even expired. Quite the find indeed. Bro, that looked like the chocolate from SpongeBob, the chocolate. You're about to offer it to the cat, when suddenly you're hit with guilt as you remember something gut-curdling. Chocolate is toxic to cats. Oh my gosh, You resist the urge to vomit at your near mistake. You feel so guilty you throw the chocolate bar away into a nearby trash bin. An almost cat killer doesn't deserve chocolate. You go back to the cat, barely able to stand its innocently oblivious expression. It doesn't even know that you almost... I'm so sorry. I don't even know what to say. You're a horrible person. Hey, it was an accident. I didn't even know a full-ass chocolate bar was in my pants pocket. Are you insane? You know what? Stay there. I'll be right back. You leave the alley and return with a whole fish you bought at a nearby grocery shop. That's how guilty you felt? Bro got guilt-tripped so hard, first class. It was a bit pricey, but it was the least you could do. It was barely a thought in my mind. I didn't even think about giving the chocolate. It didn't even exist in my mind like 30 seconds ago. Fuck do you mean? The cat eagerly accepts your offering, munching happily at the fish you'd placed it in the box. You want to smile at the sight, but you just feel so... awful. Sorry again. The cat seemingly pays you no mind as you slip back out of the alley. Not feeling like you deserve a peaceful day out, you decided to just head back home. That's not a normal cat meow. On the way home, you notice more cats than usual watching you from their hiding spots. But you try not to think about it. You can't help but wonder if they know what you'd nearly done. But it's not like you meant to hurt anyone. That's what we tell ourselves to make ourselves feel better, right? Right? You finally reach your apartment building. You're about to unlock the door when... That kind of scared me, I'm not gonna lie. You look behind you, only to see dozens of cats standing there, looking at you. Did they see you feeding the cat in the alley and thought that you had more food for all of them? I'm sorry, I don't have any more food for you. None of them move an inch. You're starting to feel a little unnerved when finally a single cat pushes its way to the front end. What are you, the leader? Hey, That wasn't me. Relax, okay? It was just a thought. It was in my pants pocket. What do you want me to do? I took it with me on my day off. I know that it's toxic to cats, okay? Come on, everybody calm down. It's held carefully between its teeth is the chocolate bar you'd thrown away earlier. It places the chocolate bar down in front of it before looking back up at you. All the cats look up at you. You can feel their judgment. Hey, don't judge me. This is a judge-free zone. You feel your sins weighing down heavily on your back. But without the money to buy enough food for all of them, you don't know what to do. Beg for forgiveness? Yeah. You collapse to your knees and bow down low as you start to earnestly beg for their forgiveness. I'm so sorry, I swear. I'd do anything to make it up to all of you, but you're out of options. Suddenly, you feel something stir in your stomach and swim its way up to your throat, closing off your airway as it tries to force its way out of your esophagus. It finally succeeds with aid from your helpless gagging. Yo, I didn't know I was a little gaggy gaggerson. Huh? What the? Lying on the ground in front of you is a flopping fish. You just threw up a living fish. What the hell? The cats come rushing forward, all tearing hungrily at the fish. You're happy to finally be of help, truly. But... okay, so we're gonna keep throwing up fish until we die. Or maybe till we can't breathe. You throw up another fish. And another. And another. And your stomach hurts. You're getting dizzy. You fall to your knees. Tears and snot are streaming down your face by the time you cough up a final, tiny, bloody fish and collapse forward. Your throat and stomach both burn in a way that feels dangerous. You start to fade out. Despite the pain, you strangely feel a more overwhelming sense of hopeful pride. That you've made up for your disgusting actions. We didn't even do anything! That you've been forgiven. Yo, they gotta understand, I didn't even make the choice about the chocolate. It was a thought in our mind, and then we even threw the chocolate away. Like, what the heck? The sound of happy cats munching away at their fish fills your ears. Then... what are you, sliding me a dollar bill? You feel something being nudged into your hand. It feels like... it's the bar of chocolate you found in your pocket. You smile weakly. You've successfully atoned, but you don't really have the strength to eat your reward. Sadly, the last taste in your mouth as you leave the mortal coil doesn't get to be that of chocolate, but raw fish. Yummy! Ending 24, fishing for pardon. Yo, these endings are insane, dude. Okay, what happens if we don't beg for forgiveness and we just go inside? You decide to cut your losses and head inside. Your sins weigh down on you, but you're only human. What more can you do? Jeez. You try to ignore the yowling of the neighborhood cats as you go about your chores. You consider preparing dinner, but how could you enjoy it knowing how hungry those poor cats outside are? The ones you've wronged. I didn't wrong them. You decide to take a bath and go straight to bed without dinner. A fitting punishment for someone like you. You forego the fancy bath bubbles because you don't deserve them and sink into the water with a sigh. Your mind races, but you can't really think of any immediate solution that doesn't require more money. You wish there was something, anything you could do to make things right. Suddenly, your legs start to feel really itchy. You try to lift one to see what's going on, but what rises out of the water isn't a pair of legs. It's fish. What is that? It is a fish. It's a fishtail? You feel dizzy at the sight, but maybe you're hallucinating from the stress? You try to climb out of the tub to cool your head, but instead of your hand rising up to brace itself, a wet fin stretches out to plop on the rim. Yo, are we turning into Little Mermaid? It's too weak to hold your weight, and you're so startled by the sight that you slip and smack your head on the side of the tub, passing out almost immediately. You're awake, you think anyway. You open your eyes and, under the sea, you're underwater? You must have slid beneath the surface of the bathwater. You gasp instinctively. Except not really. A bubble simply floats out of your mouth, up to the surface. You're broke as heck, so you know your bathtub isn't that big. Did you shrink? But how? And even if there was a reasonable answer, it wouldn't explain how you haven't drowned yet. You swim to the edge of the tub and see the truth in your shadow silhouette. You've been turned into a fish? This isn't possible. You don't get any time to ponder over this, unfortunately. Because just then, a shadow looms over you from above. You look up and see the cat. Oh, that is so creepy. It peers down at you from beyond the water surface. And then you realize, this is the answer. This is how you're meant to atone. With a heavy heart, you swim up to the surface. The cat scoops you up, tossing you out of the tub and onto the bathroom tiles. As you flop around gasping for air, why does that make me feel bad? Or water? You realize the cat wasn't alone. Oh, dude, why is that so sad? Dozens of hungry eyes peer down at you. You can hear the yowling of what sounds like hundreds of cats outside your bathroom window. You send one last look to the cat before closing your eyes and accepting your fate. As the cats descend upon you, tearing at your flesh. That's disturbing, I'm not gonna lie. You find yourself mourning the fact that you're not even big enough to feed all of them. Even in the end, you couldn't properly atone. Your efforts, your life, all of it, amounted to nothing. Bro, you fed at least a couple of people. Like, calm down. Like, some of those cats' bellies are filled with your fish ass, okay? So, relax. Okay, so we've checked our pockets and we did everything there. So how about we look around the area? We try to find horny milfs in our area. You glance around the dark, dingy alley and only see garbage bags, trash bins, empty cardboard boxes, and scattered litter here and there. If there were something for the cat to eat, surely it would have found it by now, right? But you don't want to just give up so easily. You keep looking. You look and only see garbage. You sniff and only smell garbage. You listen, but only hear garbage. You just barely make out the sound of faint scurrying by a trash bin a few feet away. Quietly, oh so quietly, you creep over to the bin. And you lunge. You weren't very graceful in your attempt. You'd stumbled and knocked over a stack of nearby boxes full of more trash. But as you stand up, grasped in your hand, aww, is a small mouse. I feel bad. The mouse squeaks and shrieks in distress, wriggling and struggling desperately in your grip. You're holding it too tightly and carefully for it to be able to bite or scratch you, though. It wears itself out eventually and looks up at you with black eyes. It's completely at your mercy. Spare the mouse. Oh, come on. Bro, I'm gonna spare the mouse. The cat's like, are you serious? Are you sure? Yes. Oh, bro, I feel bad for everybody involved, especially me. You can hear the cat's stomach growling. It must be so hungry. It must be starving. Bro, come on. Let me just spare the mouse and then see what happens. Okay. We'll find something else, okay? You know the cat is hungry. Why are you hesitating? You caught prey for the cat's sake, didn't you? Are you really gonna value the life of a filthy rodent more than the cat's? Hey, that filthy rodent still has a life, okay? That filthy rodent has a brain and a heartbeat, so I'm gonna feel bad. Spare the mouse. I'm all in. You're mocking me, aren't you? Last chance. Hand over the prey. Now. Well, that's gonna make me spare the mouse even harder. You let the mouse go. It scurries away, squeezing into a tiny hole in the wall. But you don't pay it much mind. You don't flinch as a giant clawed paw slowly falls in front of you, blocking your path to the alley's entrance. Now that you had any delusions about escaping, the cat is hungry after all. You close your eyes in acceptance as the paw gently pulls you back and back. And... Ending 26. A life spared, but at what cost? Okay, this time I'll feed the mouse to the cat. The mouse looks scared, as if it can sense your intentions. It weakly starts to struggle again. No. I'm sorry, buddy. I'm sorry, Ratatouille. I have to. I just have to see the other endings. I'm sorry. You feed the mouse to the cat. The cat tears it apart instantly. God damn. Can't you be a little more gentle? Oh. Why are you even making the sounds, bro? The mouse's pain squeaks and squeals pierce through you until they're abruptly cut off. Satisfied, the cat mews happily at you, red tinting its fangs. Like, we did all that, and then we're still gonna get a bad ending. The cat curls up in its now bloodstained box and goes to sleep. You take the chance to leave. A well-fed cat will likely follow you home after all. And cute as the cat is, you really can't afford a pet right now. Still feeling a little guilty about the mouse, you decide to just go home. After a long walk home, you finally enter your apartment. You head straight for your room and collapse on your bed, falling into a fitful sleep. Later, you wake up. Oh no, come on, man! Are you gonna haunt me? To squeaking and scurrying noises all around you. So loud and constant, they sound like screams. In the darkness of your room, you see the shifting shadows of hundreds of mice surrounding your bed. You try to run, but you cry out as twin lances of pain race up your legs. You fall off your bed in your attempt to escape, the hordes of mice dodging you as you crash to the ground. You can't stand up. Looking back and squinting in the dark, you just about make out the source of your pain. The flesh and tendons of your heels and ankles are mangled, bitten through your socks. No, leave me alone! Desperate, you crawl with only your arms towards the door. The mice descend upon you, biting into your skin, gnawing every piece of you. You start to fade in and out of consciousness, but you still reach up for the doorknob. Your arm heavy, weighed down by the mice clinging to it with little claws and tiny teeth. You manage to jostle the doorknob enough for the door to slowly swing open. But your outstretched arm suddenly falls to the ground, lifeless. The mice manage to chew through the flesh and bone of your now dismembered limb. As a few mice creep forward to curiously inspect your arm, you stare blankly at it for a moment before sliding your gaze up. In the newly opened doorway sits a familiar-looking mouse. It stares at you, the darkness in its beady black eyes. You can't begin to measure the depths, nor the hatred pouring out from within them. All of it. I don't blame this mouse, to be honest with you. I don't. Not one bit. Aimed at you. You feel bad for not feeding all the cats. I feel bad for the mouse in that cat's throat. You collapse, head hitting the floor as your other arm is eaten away as well. You're not sure how you're still conscious. The pain should be indescribable. And yet, you just feel a cold sense of loss. The mice have clustered around along your back now, gnawing and ripping their way between your shoulder blades, into your back, into your chest. You weakly cough up blood. They must have damaged something important. You feel something being pulled out of you. And in between the moments that blankets of darkness fade out your vision, you hear something wet plop on the ground in front of you. You pry your eyes open and see it in front of the mouse. Weirdly shaped, red with your blood and pulsing end. Oh, that's your heart, isn't it? I mean, who else's heart is it gonna be? The other mice all descend upon it, abandoning your half-eaten body. You're losing a lot of blood. You feel sleepy, but you also feel anger? Yes, so much anger. How dare they? How dare they? The last thing you see before your vision fails you is a pair of glowing eyes leering in from the darkness beyond the doorway. You hear squeaks and shrieks of terror all around you. Low yowls, deep snarls, gnashing teeth, tearing flesh. As your remaining senses leave you, you smile weakly with the last of your strength. When something with soft, slightly damp and sticky fur nuzzles your cheek. Good kitty. Ending 27. Well fed. There are so many endings to this game. Like, I don't want to get ending fatigue. There's 40 endings to this game, and I'm not even halfway through, and I've been recording this for 3 hours. Okay, so now the thing that was all question marked is now available, and we can give the cat blood. The cat lets out a sad, pleading little sound. It's hungry. It must be starving. So, you look around and see a nearby shard of glass. Your body moves as if it knows what to do. What needs to be done? You take the shard and... What? Why would you do that? You carefully hold your finger over the cat. Dark red blood beads at the wound. What the fuck? Before growing heavy enough to drip into the cat's open, waiting jaws. It mews happily at you. You smile warmly and lower your hand into the box, stroking the cat's cheek before letting it lap gently at your bleeding finger. When the flow gets weak and the cat mews for more, you squeeze below the wound, coaxing more blood out. That is so disgusting. You feel a strange but welcome sense of comfort from the odd exchange. A being other than yourself was hungry, and you were able to provide it sustenance. A small wrong in the world made right. Even it so strangely done, and only temporarily. I don't think we're done. We're not done here. Ironically, it's at that moment you started to feel dizzy. You didn't think you were losing that much blood. You slump against the cat's box and listen to it mew in distress. You think it sounds worried about you, or at least you'd like to think so. It could just want more blood as well. The cat hops out of the box and into your lap, nuzzling at your stomach and mewing unhappily. You wish you could ease its concerns, but it's not like you can just talk to each other. You can't help but try to remember the last time you talked to anyone, actually. If you were to die here and now in this alley, how long would it take for someone to realize you were missing? That you were gone? Your thoughts are interrupted when the cat yowls loudly, tensing up in your lap. You don't have time to wonder why as a voice rings out from the entryway to the alley. Hello? Hey, you alright? You don't answer. You don't think you can. Your voice feels locked away, deep within you. The cat looks up at you with a long stare, as if assessing you. It looks back toward the voice, and with a final nuzzle to your stomach, it hops out of your lap, walking towards the alley's entrance. But then, it starts to shift. Its face opens up. It peels back and opens again. Writhing tendrils peeking out from where you think its mouth should be. The stranger's silhouette freezes in the light beyond the alley. What the hell is? But they don't have the chance to finish their question. The tendrils converge into one before shooting out of the cat's jaws and piercing into the stranger's shoulder. They let out a pained cry, a fearful yell. The claw at the tendrils trying to pull them loose, but to no avail. You can't seem to process their screams. You stare at the creature before you, so different from the cat who mewed out of concern for you earlier. Stop the cat, let cat feed. If I stop the cat, I'm dead. But I guess we'll do both endings. You can't let this happen. You shakily crawl forward and weakly grab at the conjoined tendrils that pulse as they drain the stranger's blood. When you tug as firmly as you're able, the tendrils pulsing halts, and the cat turns to you. It makes a strange trilling noise that sounds like a question, but you have no answer. You can't even understand the question, so you simply scoop up the creature, the cat, cradling it in your arms. You gaze almost longingly at the light beyond the alley's entrance. You don't know what's going on, but you just can't sit by and watch someone else be eaten so viciously. Not when they tried to see if you were okay. Not when you could offer yourself instead. You think the stranger is set free, because after the sound of shoes hastily scuffing on the pavement fades into the distance, you feel something sharp pierce your back. It feels thin, almost like a needle. So the pain passes quickly as your body adjusts to the intrusion. You're sure it wasn't so thin when it skewered through the stranger's shoulder earlier. But as you feel your blood leave your body slowly as if being pumped out, it gets harder to think and your vision starts to fail you. The creature in your arms makes a soft sound. You hold it as tightly and closely to you as your weak arms can manage. This is fine. You're okay with this. You don't know if this will change anything. Surely the cat will get hungry again at some point after you're gone and no longer an option. But at least this time, you were able to save someone. Ending 28. Personal care package. What is this, Call of Duty? This time we'll let the cat feed. We're not gonna save anybody. Ah! Someone help me! Help! Oh, help! You look away as the creature devours the stranger, draining them until they're nothing but a husk of bones, skin, and clothes heaped on the floor. You feel awful, but what could you do? The creature is also a living thing. Shouldn't it be allowed to eat what it needs to? Does it not also have the right to do what it must to survive? You ignore the voice in the back of your head that questions if there could have been another way. It's not like you tried to see if it could eat anything other than blood. Human blood. Now did you? The creature purrs as it rubs its side into your arm. You realize that after a bit of rest, you've already started feeling better. But you also think that something inside you feels a little bit broken too. You're just not quite sure what it is yet. You stand and hold out your arms. Still hungry? The creature trills happily and hops into your outstretched arms. Let's go then, yeah? You leave the alley together. What are you two, best buds now? You go out into the world together. The cat is hungry, and it will be hungry often from now on. Very often. Screams of fear and terror follow you both wherever you go. And without thought or care or concern for any of it, you just stand back and watch. Ending 29. All you can eat blood fae. This time we're gonna play with the cat. Oh, you just want a little attention, don't you? The poor thing must be bored sitting in that box all day. You're not sure you're much of an interesting companion, but you're willing to do your best. There's gotta be something you can entertain the little critter with. But what? I guess I'll check my pockets again? You dig into your pockets. This string again? Bro, get this thing away from me. It looks like a red pube. An eager and excited cat leaping for it could easily lead to you getting bitten and scratched. In your right pocket... Oh, come on, bro. Not the chocolate. I'm sorry. Not too helpful either right now. The only other thing you've got on you is your phone. It's not much of anything the cat can play with, but... there is something you can do. Photo montage! Well, that was fun, right? Well, you enjoyed yourself. With nothing else to do and no intention of taking the cat home, you decide it's probably best to leave. You don't want the cat to get too attached after all. At least you'll have some memories to take with you. Okay, see you around, I guess. Good luck. Okay. You turn and walk away, but... Huh? Your phone just got a message. You open it and... Huh? What? Aren't I cute? The cat texted me. The cat was in a cardboard box in an alley, somehow got my number and texted me a selfie. I'm done with this game. It's a picture of a familiar looking cat. Huh? The cat does look cute and happier in the picture, but it's not a picture you recognize. What the heck? Did I? You didn't take this picture. You peek over your shoulder at the cat. If the cat's holding a phone, okay. I was gonna say, but the cat is simply looking at you. It mews sadly, as if pleading for you to come back. Hang out and do something else? Sure. Well, I guess I could stay a little longer. But now what to do? I guess I'll play with you again? Oh, you just want a little attention? Okay. Well, what if I leave, though? What if I do the pictures again, but then I leave? You ignore the cat and briskly walk out of the alley without another look. I guess if we stay, we just repeat the options. Phew. That was weird. You're a good distance away when... Not again. You reluctantly look at the new message and... Don't ignore me is crazy! Creeped out, you decide to just go home. Don't ignore me. Are you insane, bro? I know you're seeing these. Come back. Come back. Come back. Stage 5 clinger alert. Come back. Oh my goodness. Oh crap. Yo, maybe you should just go back. Or block them. You could do that. You could block their number. Can I... Oh, whoa. Okay, that's creepy. Can always see you. You can't hide. I'll always find you. Your eyes dart around nervously, certain that you're being followed. But there's nothing there. You're finally home, but you feel too shaken for any relief to calm you down. You rush to the bathroom and slam the door behind you. Everything's okay. This isn't real. It's just like a bad dream. Everything's okay. You fumble in the dark to turn on the sink and splash your face with some cold water, hoping it will calm your mind and stop the hallucinations. Because that's all they are, right? Hallucinations? You're really regretting leaving home today. You must have been overworking yourself more than you realized. Yeah, that must be... You jump as your phone alerts you to yet another message received. Check phone or ignore phone? Let's check our phone first. With shaking hands, you look at your phone. Hi, friend. How? What? Startled, you whirl around and instinctively jump back. You slip, smashing the back of your head into the bathroom mirror. You don't register the pain just yet, your eyes shifting wildly around the room. There's nothing there. Nothing at all. You feel dizzy. You dazedly feel the back of your head and examine your hand. You can't really see anything, but it feels warm and wet. The smell of copper fills the air. The dizziness overwhelms you and you collapse on the bathroom tiles. Help. You reach for your phone to call an ambulance. The batteries are dead. Ending 30. Photo bomber. This time I'm gonna ignore the phone. The phone vibrates insistently over and over. But you just can't look. You keep your eyes squeezed shut. Your fingers tightly grip the sink. In your mind, you beg whoever or whatever is doing this just to stop already. Please, 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 just pull me out of my misery. You mutter this quietly. You don't really mean it. You don't. But as the words take shape in the darkest corners of your mind, the phone immediately stops vibrating. You'd think that this would give you relief, but you only feel dread sinking heavily into your stomach. You can feel eyes on you. You can feel puffs of air on the back of your neck. Damp and deep and slow. You take a deep breath and open your eyes. You look at the mirror. Nothing. You peek around the room. Still nothing. Nothing at all. But you know that something is there, waiting to be acknowledged, for you to accept the fact of its existence. Only then will it deign to give you peace, to free you from the life of constantly looking over your shoulder, of fearing your own image, your own reflection. You can feel its patience, limitless and old. You can't win against it in a war of attrition. Your lifespan will long expire before it tires of you. So, you close your eyes and accept it. As your head is severed from your neck, you're filled with peace. grateful that at the very least, you never had to see it, whatever it was. Ending 31, headshot. Moral of the story, text back. So we saw what happens when we check our pockets. Let me look around the area. You search around, but there's really nothing in the alley that looks interesting enough for a cat to play with. So maybe, how about a game? You decide to play a game you've known since childhood. Red light, green light, a classic. Teaching a cat how to play it might be a bit of a challenge, but you get the feeling the feline's natural hunting instincts will help it along. You walk to the entrance of the alley, the cat meowing at you. Don't worry, I'm not going anywhere. You exaggerate your movements, covering your eyes with your hands, and turn around. 1, 2, 3. Red light! You spin around. The cat hasn't left the box, tilting its head at you in curious confusion. Try something else? Let's just keep playing. You try again. This time you go a bit slower. 1, 2, 3. Red light! When you turn around this time, the cat is out the box. The cat freezes under your stare as if it thinks you can't see it if it doesn't move. So cute. Satisfied that the cat is getting the hang of the game, you turn again, speeding back up. 1, 2, 3. Red light! You turn around. The cat is a few steps away from the box now, peeking out from behind a dumpster. Its eyes trained rather intensely on you. Well, at least it's having fun. You turn again and feel a sudden chill run down your spine. You feel silly, but you can't help counting just a little faster this time. 1, 2, 3, red light! Whirling around after saying red light, you look at the cat. It's halfway down the alley, closer to you now, but it's as if the perspective of what you're seeing is off somehow. Doesn't the cat look a little bigger? Its pupils are thin slits now. Something's not right. The cat meows at you again, but it sounds much deeper than earlier. It's crouched down, as if poised to lunge forward. Your breath shudders a little as your heart starts to race. Your foot instinctively shifts back. You freeze immediately. The cat looks impatient. It wants to keep playing, but you gulp and turn around, swiftly counting and turning again as you gasp out. 1, 2, 3, red light! The ground shakes as you whirl back around. To find yourself staring at a long surface of black fur, you slowly look up, and up, and up, to see a giant, shadowy figure leering down from its position hunched over at you, fangs dripping with saliva, claws crushing into the concrete walls of the alley. Its glowing eyes are unblinking as they look back at you, the cat waiting for your next turn. But it's so close. If you turn around now, you don't want to play anymore. Run, back up. I'm running. Oh shit! You don't even finish turning around before claws grip your torso, digging in and piercing the soft flesh of your stomach with ease. As you're lifted into the drooling, gaping jaws above you, you can't help but think that there must have been another way out of this. But pointless regrets are pretty typical for you, aren't they? Ending 32, fear quitter. Okay, let's see what happens if we choose the other option. Oh, wait, what? Oh my god, those eyes creep me the hell out. I was like, what is happening? I was gonna fast forward to the part that I was at. In the days leading up to my meeting with it, I'd been obsessed with a memory. Someone precious to me had found someone precious to them. My best friend. My only friend. I was happy for them, truly. But then I'd been happy for the others, too. They promised it wouldn't happen to me again. That they knew how it felt to be told by someone you cared for that they'd outgrown you in your friendship. That they'd never, ever do such a thing to me. There's not a moment that passes now that I wish I'd risked the pain of their rejection. And just believed them. But I didn't. I pulled away before they could, trying to protect my fragile heart. But it only hurt all the more. Selfish as it was, I'd wanted them to fight harder to keep me around. When it appeared before me, it promised to be just that. A friend that would never, ever let me go. A friend that would never, ever leave me. And all I had to do was promise the same thing in return. I think with like every 5 to 10 endings, we're gonna get like the main point of this story, I believe. Lucky. Okay, this is different. We're not actually heading towards the cat. I don't think we're gonna get lucky, actually. Or maybe it was fate? You tentatively allow yourself to feel excited for the possibilities of where you could go or what you could do. Maybe even who you could meet. You're so deep in thought, you almost miss it. Okay. So, yeah, we're getting a little bit more of the story, like every 5 to 10 endings. But let's see what happens if we run when we do the red light, green light game. Or not run, back up. Keeping your eyes trained on the giant looming over you. You take a step back. No, that's cheating. Run, back up, EXE? Begin restoration. B, A, C, K, U, P. Got it. What are you doing? Stop! You'll break! Back up. The cat stares at you as you keep eye contact and back up. You step back and back. And as you take one more step back out of the alley, go home. Error. What do you mean error? I can't go home? But it's my home. I guess I have no home. The world outside the alley seems to be broken. What exactly did you do? Ending 33. Error found. We can't... What? Okay, so what happens if I try to back up, but then I don't... Hold on. I'm probably just gonna get killed. Let me see. So look around the area. Keep playing. Back up. Run. Oh, wait, never mind. It's the same ending as before. I guess we could buy the cat a toy now. After being out in this alley all alone for who knows how long, you personally think your furry friend deserves something special. I'll be back, okay? You quickly leave the alley and rush to the nearby pet store. You browse through all the different toys for cats. There are so many to choose from, plush and bright colored and scented with catnip, but you realize that most of the toys aren't meant for a cat to play with alone. You can't stay in the alley playing forever, and you can't exactly afford to get another cat as a playmate. That's it! You know exactly what to get now. After a quick and successful search of the store, you make your purchase and rush back to the alley, eager to show off your find. I'm back! The alley feels even gloomier after spending time in direct sunlight. It makes you feel that much prouder of your gift. You skip over to the cat and dig in the store's plastic bag. I've got something for you. The cat leans up, curious at the bag's contents. You pull out a gift to the cat. Ta-da! It's a small cat plushie. The plushie is a light orange cream color with burnt sepia stripes, making it resemble a tabby cat. The synthetic fur is soft, but not unrealistically so. And the large eyes are a pale green, more subdued than you would have expected for a toy. There's no denying it's just a plushie, but the thoughtful details still make it almost uncanny to the real thing. Which makes it perfect. A companion for the cat, and the one you could actually afford. Win-win. That's not all. You give the plushie a little squeeze and... The cat looks unimpressed. Huh. Well, you'd think it's cute. Guess your purchase wasn't so successful after all. Out of options and lower on cash, you awkwardly place the plushie in the box next to the cat. You get up and turn to leave. You're a few steps away when you hear an electronic meow behind you. Meow. Huh? You turn to see the plushie on the ground next to the box. The cat is watching you closely, staring. Pick up plushie or leave? I'm gonna pick it up. You sigh and go over to pick up the stuffed toy. You really do just want attention, don't you? You hold up the cat doll, examining it a little. It looks a little different. Huh? Did it just... Yeah, it just looked at you. Look at you? Whoa. The plushie somehow opens its sewn-on mouth before biting into your wrist. Ow! Stop! You try to fling it off, but its grip on you is strong as it drinks your blood, ravenous and frantic. You hit it against the concrete walls of the alley. You try to tear at its sturdy fabric. But try as you might, you can't seem to hurt it or make it stop. It's just a toy after all. Eventually, you start to feel faint. Enough to collapse your knees in defeat. The stuffed doll is drinking more calmly now, as if its previous aggression had been a mere reaction to your desperation. It seems satisfied that you're no longer putting up a fight. You think you blacked out for a second, because though you're still sitting, the next time you're conscious, your eyes are closed. You feel so weak. You have to use all your strength just to pry open your eyes, and when you do, you see a kitten? Its fur a familiar orange cream with burnt sepia stripes. It's lapping at your wrist. The kitten lifts its head and looks at you with piercing pale green eyes. It mews at you with a high, squeaky pitch, mouth covered in blood. It'd be downright adorable if you weren't about to die from blood loss. The cat strolls into your line of vision and picks the kitten up. It gives you an indecipherable look before turning away. The cat carries the kitten back to the box and starts to carefully and dutifully clean it. You sway and find you can't right yourself before falling to the ground. It would seem that in the end, you'd gotten the cat a playmate after all. Ending 34, living doll. Okay, so what happens if we get the doll, but then we just leave it there? So let's see, play with cat, buy toy, and just leave. Ungrateful little monster. You huff in annoyance. You're welcome. Shaking your head, you turn to leave once again. Huh? When a sharp pain lances up your arm. Ah! Crying out, you grab at your arm only for it to fall off. Your arm just falls right off. You stare in shock at your severed limb on the ground. Gathering your courage, you turn to look at where your arm had once connected to the rest of you, only to see... not blood, it's cotton. 100% cotton. Touching it, the stump doesn't even hurt. That is... until the same thing happens to your other arm. Ah! Ah! You fall when both your legs succumb to the same nonsensical fate, crying out at the agony that comes and goes like it never happened, as if you're not currently laying on the dirty ground of an alley, limbless. What in the world is going on? You can't make any sense of it. You can't think straight. The pain has receded, leaving you with a strangely empty pit in your stomach. Considering you still have a stomach and it wasn't replaced with... As you lay back, helpless and still in shock, staring at the sky, the cat's face appears in your line of vision. It lunges at your torso and starts biting and clawing into your chest like you're a chew toy. It doesn't hurt anymore. You feel like it should. You're not sure if you're glad that it doesn't. Eventually, you feel the cat pull something out of you. A small doll that looks very, very familiar. It's hard to tell, but that doll is... that's you. Yeah, that's you, big dog. The cat hops off you and heads back to the box with its prize. At least you think so. Everything's too dark to tell. You wake up and find that you can't move an inch. You can't look around. You can't even breathe. Though none of these realizations seems to be A problem? All you can see is the face of a familiar-looking cat curled around you, purring in its sleep. For some reason, this doesn't bother you. You're not sure why you feel like it should. You try to latch onto the thoughts in your head that feel like memories of another life, another time, another you. But the thoughts slip away like forgotten dreams. Oh well. That's fine, isn't it? You're just a doll, after all. And a doll's role isn't to have silly thoughts or to remember unimportant things, but to be a companion. In judging from the cat's contented purring, you seem to be performing your role perfectly. You are filled with an overwhelmingly strong sense of pride at this fact. And so you too feel content. Ending 35. Cotton-headed. You've been enjoying yourself, haven't you? Yes, I as well. Still, all good things must come to an end, and I believe you are ready. Am I ready? I don't even know if I'm ready. Like, you're telling me I'm ready, but I don't even know if I'm ready. So I think that means you'd never take this thing home with you. You just can't take it home with you. You're a responsible adult. You are. With rent and bills to pay for, not to mention you need to buy food to survive too, there's no way you could care for a cat long term, right? There. Okay, so now instead of question marks, it says that we are ready. So let's see what we're ready for. Only one thing left. So, what should you do with a cat that has been very, very, very naughty? Hint? What should you do with a cat that has been very, very, very naughty? Need another hint. It's something it deserves. Something final. Kill? So what is it? Oh, wait, is there a K? Yeah, there's a K. Okay. I L L I T. This game said it, not me. Kill the cat. I feel bad, I do. I'm not gonna lie. I don't want to kill any animals. Really? Are you sure? Yeah, but not with a piece of glass. Maybe not. Yes. Once you do this, you won't be able to turn back. I've changed my mind. Let's go back. What happens if we go back? No, I have to do it. Last chance. Are you really, really sure about this? Take me back. I want us to play forever. Kill the cat. I knew I wasn't gonna be able to kill the cat, everybody. The cat's way too smart. Cats are one of the smartest animals on the planet. You killed the cat. Wait, I killed the cat? Or did the cat kill me? What did it say? Its corpse lay limp and lifeless in its now bloodstained cardboard box. What would you like to do? Check pockets? Check the pockets of the cat? See if it had money? There's no point. The cat is dead. You dig in your pockets anyway. Oh, my pockets. Left pocket, string, useless. Right pocket, chocolate. You eat the chocolate. You have your phone. No! What the? Why would I take a picture, bro? That is so freaking disturbing. The cat is dead. What would you like to do? Look around the area? What are you looking for? The cat is dead. You look anyway. You look to your left and right. Nothing but trash. You look up. The sun never reaches in here well enough. But you can tell that it's a beautiful day today. You look behind you. Nobody saw. You look down in front of you. Oh yeah, the cat is dead. What would you like to do? Leave. You're done here. You turn around and leave the alley. At least, you try to. As you stand at the edge of the alley's entrance, you see nothing exist beyond it. Just an empty black void. You turn back. And see that the back of the alley has become shrouded in darkness. You can't see a thing. Leave the alley, approach the darkness. With no other options, you step towards the darkness. Closer. And closer. And... how? It's dead. How did it swipe me if it's dead? You're... Damn, this thing is whooping my ass! You collapse to your knees. The front of your body is slashed open, leaking blood and guts and organs down your torso and over your lap. Don't you know that cats have 9 lives? What? Is that how that works? Ending 36. 8 more left. That is a badass ending name, I will say that. That is so badass. So now even the title screen changed. Don't take it home, and now this bitch is smirking at me. I never believed in unconditional love. Not even as young as I was on the day that changed my life forever. Still, I always assumed that they would come the closest to granting it to me. It's what they always say, right? That a parent's love is unconditional. The wounds they'd inflict on my skin and in my heart had long since scarred over the day they dealt the final blow. And all it took were 2 little words. Get out. The day they finally turned their backs on me, abandoned me. That was the day it found me. It offered me an unfathomable kind of love. A love that could be limitless, endless, powerful, all-consuming. A love unmatched. A love unlike anything that could exist in this world. But there was one thing that the love it offered could never be. Unconditional. Huh? Where am I? And so, you find yourself here, yet again. What? Who said that? And where's here? I can't see anything. Why? Here is here, silly. Well, do you remember me this time? I never would have thought of myself as being forgettable, but I suppose there's a first time for everything. Your memory is slowly piecing together fragments of a moment, an encounter, a cat in an alley. I took you home with me, didn't I? Correct! You were daydreaming so long, you even had me worried. Can you imagine that? Here I am indulging a little in playing with my prey, only for you to completely zone out on me. The game's no fun if you're not present, you know. No, I don't know. I don't understand what's going on at all. Curious as you are, I should have expected that you'd have questions. Well, I suppose you've put me in a good enough mood to be generous and hear you out. Very well. What would you like to know? What do you mean I was daydreaming? Where are we right now? Why do you keep killing me? Yeah, why do you keep killing me? Oh, don't be so dramatic. I don't keep killing you. I haven't even killed you once yet. Those were just thoughts and ideas floating around in your head that I admittedly had a little fun with. Can you blame me? I would have gotten bored just waiting for you to wake up. You even made me kill you in the end. Yes, I suppose I was curious to see if you actually would. You certainly didn't hold back. You must have been quite angry with me. It's fine though, you know what they say about curiosity, yes? It was my own choice, and besides, I got you back, didn't I? What would you like to know? What do you mean I was daydreaming? It's the first thing that came to mind, really. You are on the brink of death, but instead of watching your life flash before your eyes, you got stuck reliving the moment we met, subconsciously coming up with scenarios in which you managed to survive. Well, maybe you would have, but I couldn't resist messing with your imagination a little bit. You did just start ignoring me out of nowhere, after all. You know by now how much I love attention. Your little thought experiments were rather amusing. But, if I might say, you must have had a pretty dull life to forgo indulging in precious memories of bygone days, in favor of daydreaming about a single encounter, over and over and over again. I've heard of having regrets on one's deathbed, but this has been ridiculous. Ridiculously intriguing, that is. Or perhaps rather than regrets, I was what you found intriguing? Am I still dreaming? You're lucid, I'd say, since you finally remembered me and all. Seems you're finally ready to end this farce, amusing as it has been. What would you like to know? Where are we right now? Inside your head, silly. The real versions of ourselves are halted in time back in your reality, though I doubt much time has actually passed. These things tend to happen in the blink of an eye after all. Well, usually anyway. What would you like to know? What do you want? I mean, we know that if it's inside of our head, we know why the cat's talking. What do you want? Well, if we're talking about my original goals, those are a bit personal, I'd say. And anyway, things have changed. Right now? Well, presently I'd like to have some more fun with you. Your company has been very entertaining thus far. Given more time, and under different circumstances, perhaps we could have even been... Well, all good things must come to an end. You can't truly want to spend what little time you have left in regret and delusion, right? Alternatively, I'm also quite hungry after waiting so long for you to wake up. At this point, I could go either way. What would you like to know? Nothing. Really? Perhaps you're not as curious as I thought. I literally almost asked you every single thing. Still, I've taken a liking to you, human, and so I'll grant you another chance. Another choice. This place is... You remember this place. Being chased? Being hunted? Being afraid? So afraid. That fear that so attracted me to you. That instinctive desperation to survive. I craved it all. As I am the origin of those delectable emotions. You are already mine. But I will still permit you the chance to accept the reality of your fate. Human, join me or perish. I'll join you. I mean, I'll choose the other one later, but I'll join you for now. Splendid. Come forward, my human. You step forward and pick up the cat. You cradle it in your arms, reaching up to scratch its head. Suddenly, you start to feel sleepy. But the sudden wave of fatigue doesn't cause you to sway on your feet or stumble at all. What's happened? Shh. Don't worry. You no longer need to worry about anything anymore. Just sleep and dream those sweet, sweet dreams. For me. Excellent. With this, you will soon become a part of me. Ending 37. Forever. Back again, are you? You've already reached the best outcome you're gonna get. What more are you hoping to achieve? You wouldn't be thinking of going back on your promise to join me, right? Have I not yet satisfied your curiosity? Yes or no? No. No? Well, in that case, what would you like to know? Nothing! I want to see what would happen if I picked this one. I see. Then there's nothing left to say. Resigned to your fate, you finally turn around. It's enormous. Shapeless, billowing like thick smoke in the wind. The shadow-like entity towers above you. So high it looks like the sky poured it down to earth. It's still pouring even. It is unfathomable that your tiny world is even able to stand under the weight of the reality of such a being's existence. And that you and your fragile mind haven't fallen to ruin as well, and offer yourself to it. Darkness. Surrounded by pure and absolute darkness, you are very suddenly hit with the feeling that you are not alone. Like you've stepped into an unbearably, impossibly crowded space. Your ears even start to ring with the sensation of countless conversations. Words, whispers, screams, all overlapping. But you don't actually see or hear anyone or anything. You're alone. Even as your senses lie to you, trying to make you think otherwise. You're more alone than you've ever been. Lies. Lies. Listen. Listen, please. Huh? Is someone really... I can't see you. Where are you? Nothing. Nothing left to see. Only hear. Hear us. Listen. Please. Are you all trapped too in this place? No place. Us. All you see, hear, feel is us. Us. and it. We are victims. Prey, like you. We are many, beyond counting. Our bodies gone, with time. Wills left behind. Us. Us. We became what you see. This place is us. Need you. Need your help. Help. But what can I do? It too greedy. Make a mistake. Ate too many. We are many. Now strong. We are strong. Made it strong. But make mistake. Mistake. Error. Flaw. Weakness. Then why not escape yourselves? Too long here. Too long. One. We are one with it. Bodies lost. Minds. Wills. Us. All corrupted. Nobody. Can't escape. You two. You. We. It. One. All of us. All now one. But you. New. Fresh. Body. Still have body. Escape is possible. Because still one with it. Lose power. Lose strength. Lose us. Us. Set free. Forever. Finally. Escape. Help. How do I do that? Bro, these caveman ass sentences. Remember, it lies. Hidden in truths. Lies. Lies. Escape. Push forward. It lies. Persist. 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 Okay, let's do it. You ignore the words. Deep down, you know there's no way someone like you could win against something like it. The cat. No, we can beat it. A pointless effort. The hopes of those words, their wills, it would all be wasted on you. So, you accept your fate. You choose to perish. I didn't choose that. When did I choose that? Didn't I just click persist? You're not sure how long it takes, but their pathetic pleas eventually grow silent. You almost wish they would have simply turned to insults and threats. This endless silence, it bears the weight of your guilt and shame. Long after your body fades away and becomes one. One with me. Ending, perish the thought. You. No, this is another daydream, isn't it? You're lucid again? In here? But how did you... Well, when you've been daydreaming about the same thing over and over, you kind of start to notice the patterns. Listen, I'm nothing special. I don't really have any friends. I don't like crowds or going out most of the time. And more often than not, I'm alone, even in my home. One bedroom, one bathroom, and one me living alone in it. It'd be easy to say that I don't have much to lose. My life is admittedly pretty boring. But it is my life. And if this is my dream, then you're not calling the shots anymore. I don't think you understand what's going on here. No, you're the one who isn't getting it. You called me. You're the one who needs me. Whether it's to eat me or kill me or make me yours forever, it doesn't matter. I'm done here. I'm going home. You forget yourself, human. You ungrateful little creature. I give you my patience, my attention, my love, and you think you can just leave? I didn't have to, you know. I could have just eaten you whenever I liked, but instead, I gave you time to understand, time to accept what was happening. I gave you a choice. You. An unremarkable little nothing of an existence whom no one would even notice was missing if I just taken you as I pleased. Dreaming away about endless possibilities. Never having to worry about permanent consequences ever again, about choosing wrong. A little world all your own inside your head. I offered it all to you. I gave you the choice to join me and have it all. And you refused. You said you'd rather die, didn't you? And yet here you are trying to go back on your choices. Only to continue to reject me. To reject my love. So foolish. So ungrateful. Just like the others, you don't even know what you want. Another bundle of contradictions. You wish for solitude, yet you fear being left alone. You fear being forgotten, undesired, unloved. Yet even I, though I love you and desire you, even though I promise to never forget you, even though I am the only one willing to never leave you, you still reject me. Stupid little child. I'm done waiting. You do not get a second chance. You made your choice and you will accept the consequences of that choice. You are going to stay here with the rest of these ingrates forever. Haven't you ever heard of changing your mind? Such a thing doesn't erase your original decision. It has been permanently etched into reality. Do you think yourself so important that you are above facing the truth of that reality? No, but that doesn't mean I can't do my best to make things right. I'm still here, aren't I? That means I can always make more choices, better choices. You gave yourself to me. You're already a part of me. This might be your pathetic little delusion. But don't forget that I'm the one in control here, human. Oh yeah, that's right. Those twisted choices in my dreams were all you, weren't they? We help. Help. Running endream.exe. What's... Persist. What are you doing, you useless traitors? Stop! I think it's about time I started making my own choices. I'm back in the alley. It's not here. Good. I think I need to get home. I step forward out of the alley. This is gonna take some getting used to. I step forward towards the entrance of the thankfully empty alley. I'm almost out of this place. Almost home. When suddenly, you're not going anywhere! Go left, go back. Are you serious? I'm going left. Okay, that was definitely not it. Had a one-take situation and I went the absolute wrong way. I'm horrible. Don't give in to it. Persist. I need to dodge away from it. Okay. So, where do I go? Go right? Okay, sorry. I'm gonna persist. I'm gonna go back. Go back. Oh my goodness! Persist. Go back. And then go left. Okay, I keep choosing the absolute wrong one every single freaking time. I guess I have to wait for the shadow to pop up, right? Go left. Ah, that makes sense. Go back. Now I understand it. I get it now. Okay, right? I have to wait for the... I get it. I get it. Let's see, left. Get back here! Go watch a movie. Old theater. Let's see, left. Just go away from where the cat is, right? Left. Perfect. Oh, shit. Yo, those people looking at me. Go back. Oh, crap. I should have waited for the cat. All right, we're at right. Left. Back. Go watch a movie. Go to the new cinema. Where you at? Where you at? Right? Hell yeah. We got him now, everybody. We got him right where we want him. Right? Yep. What about here? Back. Left. Perfect. I think we did it. Did I do it? Thread unraveling. Many us escape. Many free now. It losing us. Losing strength. Your escape. Possible now. We go ahead. We go free. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you too, all of you. I won't forget you. Go home. No! Right. Come on. Talk to him. Talk to him. Talk to him! Right. Come on, speak my language. Speak my language. Where you at? Oh, yeah. That power is fading. I can barely see it. Right. Don't leave me! Left. I'll die without you. Show me where you are. Right. I'll die! I don't care. Act like I care. I'll die! Push forward. Wait! Wait! I'm back. Back where it all began. The alley. And in the cardboard box, at the back of the alley, I actually thought it would be nothing. There you are. You look nothing like the impossibly cute cat I met. Well, what feels like a lifetime ago, after escaping and releasing the wills of all your victims, all that's left of you now is an inky black blob seething up at me. The endless hatred pouring out of your singular eye doesn't scare me at all. Don't take this cat home. Don't leave. You're mine. No, I'm not. You took them away. They were mine. And now they're gone. You took them away. You took everything from me. They weren't yours either. Alone. You never had to be. If you were lonely, you could have just been their friend. But you didn't want their friendship. They left because you tricked them, kidnapped them, hurt them. You stole their lives, their time, never to get any of it back. You brought this on yourself. Do not take this cat home. You are perfect. I'm not. You are. Don't need the others. Just need you. Stay with me. I won't. Can give you anything. Can be everything for you. No, you can't. You couldn't even before. You definitely can't now. And even if you could give me everything I ever wanted and more, I'd still never stay. Do not take this cat home. I love you. No, I do. So much. I love you. I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. Stop! Maybe you do love me. In some strange, screwed up way I'll never understand. But even if that's the case, it's not enough. Please, don't go. I'll be good. I don't believe you. I promise. I can't trust you. I promise. Just don't leave. Don't leave me alone. Please. I'll die. I'll die without you. Do not take this cat home, even if it's crying and kind of making you feel bad. It is making me feel bad a little bit. I hate you. Now that, I can't believe. There's nothing left to say. Damn, this shit was trying to manipulate me. I watch in silence as the cat, as it, fades away into nothing. Goodbye. With one last glance around the alley, I turn. And leave. Ending 38. Do not take this cat home. What an experience. I think this is it too. Today's been surprising. Yeah, pleasantly so. A day off that started with admittedly crummy weather led me to the old theater, where I enjoyed a movie by myself. My laughter filled up the empty theater. The rain had stopped by the time the movie was over. And I was in such a good mood I hopped over to the not-so-new cinema. Not to watch another movie, but to play around in the arcade earning a few high scores. With the gamer in me awakened, I went to the Carnival to play some more, and was humbled fairly quickly. But I did manage to win a small stuffed animal at the ring toss booth. The design is questionable. And I freaking love it. The rides weren't so bad either. I got inducted into a group for a bit while waiting in line at the Ferris wheel, bonding over our shared mistrust of the Carnival's game vendors. I even shared a carriage on the Ferris wheel with a few of them and exchanged numbers before we parted ways. I don't know if I'll ever see them again or if any of them will ever call me, or if I even have it in me to call any of them. But having the option to do so is nice. Feels nice. Baby steps. After all, even that tiny bit of interaction, though fun, exhausted me. So I went to recharge at the dog park, feeling rejuvenated at the sight of dogs. Old, young, big, and small, all running around, happy and carefree. A few of the owners even let me take pictures. Yeah, today was a good day. I don't think about the cat, or it, I guess, all that much these days. It was hard at first, in the immediate days and weeks that followed. What happened to me was all I could think about. There were days I blamed myself, days I questioned my choices. I went back to the alley more times than I want to admit. The feeling that always went through me at the sight of that empty cardboard box was so indescribable, so overwhelming. I'd sometimes break down and cry right where I stood. It took a while, but eventually that strange emotion became clearer and clearer, until I had the courage to recognize it for what it was. Relief. I've been afraid to feel it for so long, terrified to let my guard down. But that sense of relief finally returned. Relief that it was gone. Relief that I was free to live my life. However simply or extraordinarily I wished. The ones it had imprisoned. I never heard their voices again either. But that's for the best. Living here and now, never forgetting what they did for me, and what I did for them too. For now, I think that's enough. At least I hope. And that wherever they are, they're finally at peace. I'm fighting for my own peace too. One day at a time. One tomorrow after another. Finally, I head home. To my little apartment. One bedroom, one bathroom, and one me living alone in it. Well, almost anyway. I'm home, baby! A little kitten flails as it awkwardly runs over and mews up at me. Aww. I kneel down looking fondly at its hazel green eye. The poor thing had been hurt and starving when I found it a few weeks ago. But it certainly got its energy back after a little food and care. Do you miss me? Hungry, huh? Me too. It's been a long day. I smile helplessly at its cute little face. Let's find something to eat, okay? Well, I guess there is one more thing living in my home. And, at least for now, I wouldn't have it any other way. Ending N-A, another day. And that's it, everybody. Wow. That was an experience. So, what I got from this game is that the cat wasn't actually a cat, because they kept referring to the cat as it. So it was a representation of like maybe all the bad things that happened to the person, whether it be like relationships or with the parents, like maybe they were abusive or toxic. And I think that the cat represented that. And, you know, you gotta just like either leave it alone in the box or take it with you and let it like fester and linger within you. I think that's what it was, because, you know, they kept referring to the cat as it. And I think that it was just a bunch of all of that like negative energy that is just put into the world. But yeah, that was an amazing experience. No wonder a lot of you told me to try this game out. I was kind of nervous because there was 40 endings and I was like, holy crap, I don't even know if I'm gonna get all of them, but they were so interesting that I just had to see it through from beginning to end, and I'm glad that I did, because I'm really glad that I got to experience this whole thing with you all, and I'm excited to see what you all have to say about this game in the comment section below. I can't believe that this game is free. This game, I think, was like 3 or 4 hours long. I've been recording for a while. This has been over the course of 2 days, and I wanted to make sure I got the whole thing done, like I said earlier, but yeah, this was great. I'm glad that we could do this all in one video so I can see what the comment section has to say about this. Let me know what you all thought about Do Not Take This Cat Home. Thank you all so much for recommending it. If you enjoyed me playing through it, make sure you give this video one big fat like. And tell a friend today that Jay from the Kubz Scouts is that dude!